Our Father, we thank you tonight for the opportunity to be here for America and the freedom that we enjoy, that we can come here and watch athletes as they play and enjoy themselves. We ask that you'll protect each player, each coach, each official, that we as fans will be the examples that we ought to be. Thank you, Father, for the opportunity to watch and to participate. We thank you in Jesus' name. Amen.
Here are your starting lineups for tonight's game. First of all, for the Pikeville Panthers, head coach Hillard Howard with a record of 6 wins and 2 losses. At left end, number 33, Danny Coleman. At left tackle, number 64, Jeff Thompson. At left guard, number 65.
Are you ready? Whatever you are. I'm ready. Give yourself 4 seconds
and go. At center, number 53, Robbie Taylor. At right guard, number 74.
A very pleasant good evening and welcome to Pikeville High School Football 1985. Tonight, the Pikeville High School Panthers traveling to Paintsville to take on the Paintsville Tigers in an all-important sub-district championship football game this evening.
Quarterback, number 16, Gene.
My name is Chuck Demmer, and I'll be providing the play-by-play tonight, along with me, Neil Smith on color, and our technician, Stafford Demmer. And hopefully at halftime, we'll have Mr. Ernie Powell will provide us with a little bit of statistics this week, which will be unusual because we never do get them done. Anyway, tonight the Pikeville High School Panthers 6-2 on the season take on the Paintsville Tigers under Coach Walter Brew with a record of 4 wins and 3 losses. Neil, we're about 3/4 away through the season, and this game is it, do or die for the sub-district.
This is the crucial game for Pikeville, Chuck. It's a Class A district contest. And it's a must-win situation for Pikeville, as I understand it, for them to be able to get into the playoffs.
That is correct. The winner of this game, if Pikeville was to defeat Paintsville, even if they lost at Betsy Lane, they would win the district outright because Betsy Lane's already lost to Paintsville and I believe someone else. So Pikeville would be the representative, although I don't think we could lose to Betsy Lane, but you know, you never know.
No, I wouldn't think so either. This Paintsville team seems to have come of age in the last couple of weeks. They played a very tough football game against Paris last week. Paris has been rated number 1 in the state in Class A for much of the season. And they beat Paintsville here last week, 27, I think, to 20 or 28 to 21.
I believe.
But the game was tied with about 2 minutes to go. Paintsville had the football, trying for a score, threw an interception. Paris brought it back in pretty good shape and then scored to beat them. But that was pretty impressive, and I talked to Coach Brew earlier tonight when we got here, Chuck, and he told me very earnestly that he felt that they should have beaten Paris, that they outplayed Paris, and that they have gelled and are a much, much better football team than they were when the season began.
Yeah, Paintsville started out real slow, Neil, and took them a while to get on track. They got thumped real good by a real strong Prestonsburg ball club, which we'll face next week. But after that, they got beat by, I can't remember who it was, but since then they've made a couple of switches in their lineup, and things have really gelled for Coach Walter Bruce Ball Club, and they really feel like they've got a great opportunity here to dethrone the Pikeville High School Panthers, who have been sub-district champions the past 2 years.
This is an atmosphere for upset tonight, Chuck. Paintsville got off to a slow start, and everybody thought that they weren't going to be a very good football team. I've talked to some people down here that I know. Old friend of mine, Johnny Porter, that played down here in the 60s and went on to UK to play some ball. Johnny told me that if you looked at Paintsville's football team individually, man for man, that they're very impressive. They're good-looking kids, good size, well-developed. But as a team, particularly earlier in the year, they just didn't play well together. And that may have changed last week, so we may be in for a very, very tough football game tonight. I saw some of the guys at this cookout we had earlier tonight, and they're predicting Pikeville by 2 or 3 touchdowns. And I hope they're right, although I don't think I would go out on a limb and make that kind of prediction. I think it'll be a tougher football game than that.
Oh, this should be a dandy. Maybe one of the reasons Paintsville started slow, Neil, they're running the option, and you've been around football for many years, too many to remember, I guess, but an option is a tough offense to learn. And I'm sure it takes a while to really gel running that type of, and it could give Pikeville a lot of problems.
I think it will. If you get outside on this wide tackle 6 defense, Chuck, that's where it's difficult to play an option or any kind of sweep or pass because your strength is, of course, from tackle to tackle, and that's the very essence of that defense against the inside run. And if you can get outside of that defensive tackle or end, you have less people to contend with when you decide either to keep the ball and turn upfield or pitch to the option trailback. And that could be a problem. And it does take a while to learn to run the option. But I understand this Baldwin kid for Paintsville is a good quarterback. They have a big, strong fullback in this Joey Couch, 6'2" or 3", about 220 pounds. And he's a real bruiser. I'm sure he's a good kind of a fullback to run in that wishbone or that option offense that they have run.
Okay, they got 2 other fellows back there, and I guess that's probably the ones Jeff Baldwin pitched to. Ray Wells, number 24, you can watch for him, 5'9", 165, and a sophomore. And Mark Algier, 5'10", 140, and a senior. So those probably are your quick people, with Couch, the one maybe hitting up in the line in the big hose up there.
That's what I would expect.
Okay, the Paintsville Tigers 4-3 on the season. The Pikeville High School Panthers 6-2. Sub-district championship is on the line for both these ball clubs. Pikeville right now averaging 34.8 points per ball game on their 6 wins. Looking at some other statistics up through the 8 games for Pikeville in the passing department, Pinson has completed 26 passes out of 72 attempts. Matt Blair 6 out of 12, and Brian Mahan 1 out of 1. Rushing department, Keith Washington leading that with 515 yards on 59 attempts for 8.7 average. Rowe up there with 537 yards, but he has had 97 attempts. That's an average of 5.4. Williamson, 222 yards, 35 attempts for 6.3. That is the mainstays there in the backfield for the Pikeville High School Panthers. Receiving the football from Gene Pinson, McNamee has had 8 catches for 213 yards, and it's average of 24 catches and 3 touchdown passes. Neil McNamee, only a sophomore. I'm really looking for great things from him.
I am too, Chuck. I think Chris McNamee is one of the best football prospects I've seen in the mountains in several years. He has the size, he has the strength, he has the attitude, the personal characteristics that you like to see in a football player. Just a good kid and a lot of ability. And he's got 2 great years left. Chris is playing some real good football for Pikeville this year. Some of those statistics are a little misleading. I think Gene Pinson has really thrown the ball better of late than a 26 for 72 statistic would appear. But they may have to throw the ball some tonight to beat this Paintsville team, because Paintsville is very large on the line of scrimmage.
Okay, looking defensively for Pikeville, we've got Tim Honecker, Neil, only a freshman in there, leading Pikeville with 65 tackles. We've got to look for great things out of him.
Absolutely. I heard that Ed Van Hoos, who had coached at Middlesboro, of course, was at Pikeville years ago, and I think he's down in Boyd County now. But Ed had told somebody he was the best-looking high school football freshman he'd seen in the state of Kentucky ever. And that's quite a statement from Ed Van Hoos. It's amazing the strength and the maturity physically that Tim Honecker has for a freshman. But he certainly does have it. He will be a great one before he finishes.
Neil, 2 keys I see in the football game from my own observations would be the fact that I think one very important thing is the Pikeville line, I think, will be a very big key in this football game, that they've got to really blow out of there and do some great blocking for the runners. Number 2, in a game like this, always seems to be decided by turnovers.
Chuck, that's a good observation, and you've made that in the last couple of games, particularly that Whitesburg game where Pikeville came out and just dominated the line of scrimmage. And when you do that, it enables your backs to run into some big holes, and it opens up every aspect of your offensive scheme. Your holes are bigger, your backs run better, and then that opens up the passing game for you. But that penetration at the line of scrimmage, the offensive man pushing the defensive lineman back into his own territory and vice versa, that truly does, I think, decide football games. And that's ordinarily something that's settled very early in the football game.
Right, very important. Okay, we're about ready to get underway. Paintsville will be kicking to Pikeville. See Keith Washington all the way back deep for Pikeville. Back there with him, Robbie Rowe. And not sure who the other one is. I can't see.
That's Danny Mullins.
Danny Mullins. Okay, that's Keith Washington with it, trying to get outside. Finds a hole. He's got some running room. Still on his feet to the 40. Down almost to the 50-yard line. And Neil, if he could have kept his footing, he may have gone all the way.
Well, it was a great saving tackle by number 88 for Paintsville, Chuck.
Keith Washington returns the kickoff to the 49-yard line.
I can't find him on the program and see what his name is, but I thought Keith was gone, and suddenly this number 88 came from behind and made a saving shoestring tackle. Just caught him around the ankles and brought him down.
Okay, Keith Washington gives Pikeville great field position to start the football game. The ball on their own 49-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Panthers. Panthers sitting up there in the wishbone. Pinson, that quarterback, calling the signals. There's a handoff, and that's Keith Washington with it. He's going to have a few yards, and he gets tackled inside Paintsville territory at about the 48-yard line, a pickup of 3 or 4.
Chuck, pretty good defense by Paintsville that time. As a matter of fact, it looked like they had Keith Washington in the backfield, and number 80, who is the defensive end for Paintsville, simply missed the tackle, and Keith was able to get about 3.5 yards on the carry.
Okay, 2nd down, about 7 yards to go for Pikeville. I formation for the Panthers. Pinson takes it. Hands off, first man. That's Williamson trying to find room. Not much there. Gets to about the 45-yard line where it'll be 3rd down.
Boy, Chuck, I know it's so easy to see those holes up here in the stands, but Vandy had gone, I think the way the play was designed, which was straight up the middle, he had a big hole there. He could have gained at least another 7 or 8 yards, but he broke the initial tackle and cut left to the Paintsville players and didn't get anything else.
Paintsville, Neil, what is that, 5-4 or?
Looks like some sort of a rendition of a 5-4 defense, yes.
Okay, Paintsville holds there. It'll bring up a 4th down for Pikeville, and they're going to have to punt it away. Good defense by the Tigers.
You know, it looked to me like the Pikeville line is blocking well, Chuck. I don't think the backs are running to the holes the way they should be.
Yeah, they stood the Paintsville line up that time, Neil, but the runner did not, I believe he lost his direction.
I think they've done that on 2 occasions on this first series of plays.
They had a little jitters here early for Pikeville. Got a good break getting the ball all the way out near the 50-yard line on the kickoff, but now Pikeville will have to punt it away. Be Robbie Taylor punting for Pikeville. There's a snap. It's a good one. The kick is down and out of bounds over there. Not a very good kick, Neil, at all.
Very poor kick, very poor kick. That kick's going to cover about 20 yards at the very most. I don't know if it went that far, Chuck.
Let's see. It's going to be 5, 10, 15, about 19 or 20 yards. You're about right, Neil. That's Paintsville have it on their own 22-yard line.
Robbie was trying to kick that ball forward, what they call a coffin corner, down there around the 5 or 10-yard line, and he just put too much of an angle on it and kicked it out much further up the field than he wanted to.
Okay, everybody, it's time to watch the option. The Paintsville Tigers with it. There's a snap. Nope, handoff straight up in there.
Hard running by the Paintsville offensive back, but nothing there. He's met at the line of scrimmage by 4 or 5 Pikeville players, and it looked like he picked up about 2 yards, Chuck.
That was Mark Alger, the ball carrier, Neil, 5'10", 140, and a senior, number 26 for Paintsville.
Ran that ball hard, didn't he, Chuck?
He did run it hard, but he took a good lick. Good defense there by Pikeville. It's going to bring up a 2nd down, about 8 yards to go, a pickup of 2. Jeff Baldwin, the quarterback, 6 foot, 182, and a senior. Snapping the ball to Jeff, number 54, Kirby Moss, 6 foot, 205, and a senior for Paintsville. Baldwin takes it. Here's the option. Baldwin keeps it himself, and he doesn't get much. About 3 yards will be it. And
nice tackle in there by Freddie Cox, Chuck. Freddie fought his man off at the line of scrimmage and moved laterally to his left and met the guy head on and pretty much stopped him in his tracks after he picked up a yard.
You know, Paintsville a lot of times will set up an unbalanced line and run to the short side of the field on the option. Hiller was telling me that today. They like to run to that short side where maybe there's a mismatch there. Passing situation, and back to pass is Baldwin. He's looking, a big rush there. Now he throws it, and it's going to be incomplete. Good rush there, good defense by Pikeville.
Good pursuit out there by Timmy Holnaker, Chuck. The young freshman just chased Baldwin toward the out-of-bounds line, and good pursuit by a couple of other players there for Pikeville. Brian Mahan being one of them. And Baldwin, when he threw, was running to his left and didn't have much of an opportunity to throw the ball.
Okay, it'll bring up a 4th down and about 6 yards to go for Paintsville. They'll kick it away to Keith Washington or Danny Mullins back there for Pikeville. There's a snap. There's the kick, and it's terrible.
Well, we've seen 2 bad punts here in the first quarter, one by each club. That punt didn't go 15 yards, I don't think, Chuck, unless they get a lucky mark by the official.
Pikeville will have it, let's see, pretty close to the 40-yard line in Paintsville territory. And Neil, what we talked about earlier, breaks are very important in a game like this, and we just got one, so we better take advantage of it.
We certainly did get one. That was a 15-yard punt. Pikeville now has the ball on Paintsville's 40-yard line.
It'll be an I formation for Pikeville. Pinson still calling the signals. There's a snap. There's a handoff to Washington. Rowe, I mean. And Rowe hit that hole good there, Neil, and a great blocking there by the line.
Well, that was good timing. Gene Pinson was tackled by 2 Paintsville players just at the same time that he handed the ball off to Robbie Rowe. Had Robbie been a second later, Gene would have gone down with the football, but a great play there. Nice timing by Gene Pinson and Robbie Rowe.
Pickup of 9 yards, 2nd and 1 for Pikeville. Regular backfield this time. Pinson takes, hands off first man through, and he's got the first down.
I think that was Keith Washington that time, Chuck. He picked up about 6 yards on that carry. He did get the first down to the Paintsville 35-yard line. You know, I'll tell you what, this is what we need, Chuck, for Pikeville to start really dominating the offensive line of scrimmage and blowing Paintsville off.
Okay, it'll be the 25-yard line, and Neil, we're down there in 4-down territory now.
Yes, we are.
Regular backfield for Pikeville. Pinson takes, and that's Rowe with it. Not much there.
You know, you run the risk of getting too conservative when you get down here, Chuck. Pikeville needs to maybe go outside a little bit, and that was an option play there, and you had Keith Washington coming around as a trail back, meaning he was going outside to the left, and he gave to the fullback up the middle. We might ought to start looking at some of those 6- and 8-hole plays where we get outside a little bit.
Okay, it'll bring up 2nd down and 9. A pickup of only 1 yard on that play. Pikeville with it, be power I this time. Pinson takes it. And he's going to throw it. It's got a man wide open out there, and he's got it. Down near the end zone and touchdown, and I can't pick him up.
That was Andy Williamson, Chuck, the fullback for Pikeville. No, I'm sorry. That's Chad Helby.
Chad Helby, number 22. I got him on the binoculars here. Chad Helby getting congratulated. And Pikeville on the boards, Neil, and that was a heck of a pass by Gene Pinson.
That was a heck of a pass. Very well set up after all the successful runs they'd had. That was a play-action pass, meaning he faked the run into the middle of the line of scrimmage, raised up, and Gene really showed some poise there. There's the best-looking extra point that Mark Williams has kicked this year, Chuck, right through the middle of the uprights.
Okay, Pikeville 7, Paintsville nothing.
You're on pause. I missed that.
What was that, 22 yards? What was it? 20 yards?
Ready?
Yeah.
Count 4 and go.
Okay, now Pikeville will be kicking off to Paintsville, and Neil, Chad Helby's been out the past couple of weeks. We sure missed him, and he came back in style.
Big play by Chad there. Ran an excellent route and turned, and of course you couldn't help but catch that pass. Great throw by Gene Pinson. Showed a lot of poise on that play.
Okay, there's the kick. Not a bad one, down around the 10-yard line. Trying to find running room, and still on his feet. Gets all the way out, across the 30 to about the 34. Not a bad run there.
Number 19,
It was
Jared
a good run. It looked like the Pikeville defensive team, kickoff team, didn't get down the field very quickly on that one, Chuck. Or maybe they broke down too early and tried to station in their lanes. But the Paintsville returner didn't really run into any opposition until he got to about the 25-yard line.
Okay, Baldwin, the quarterback. For Paintsville, number 15. They only ran of course, we talked about option, and the first time Paintsville held the ball, they only ran the option one time, so if that's their strength, we got to look for them to go to it.
Yes, I didn't even see them set up for the option on that first series of offensive plays, Chuck. Paintsville seemed to be running from primarily a full house backfield in an old wing T formation, and they just faked to the fullback and gave to the tailback twice. And then on one occasion they tried to pass with a slot back and a wide left. That was when he was chased out of bounds by Timmy Honaker and threw the ball away just before he went out of bounds, way over the receiver's head.
Okay, we got a problem here. The officials wrong football. Paintsville wants their own.
They look alike, don't they?
Little trick there by Coach Howard, trying to hide their football from him. But Paintsville will have it. 1st and 10. Pikeville leading here early, 7-0. Paintsville last week almost upset the number 1 ranked team in Class A in the state of Kentucky, the Parents team. Paintsville now coming to the line. The ball on about the 34-yard line. Wishbone setup this time, Neil. There's a snap. Handoff first man through, and he gets nothing.
It's the first time we've seen the big couch boy carry the ball tonight, Chuck. He handed it off to him right up the middle off center. It looked like he picked up maybe a yard, maybe a yard and a half.
Neil watched him in there. He's a big boy, but he ran real low to the ground that time.
Yes, he did, but he looked kind of slow, Chuck.
Yeah, he was slow, and he was really low in there. I was kind of surprised, a big boy like that getting down that low. Wishbone set up again. Baldwin on a long count. There's a little counter. Algier with it. He got a little bit of yardage that time.
Yes, he did. That opened up pretty well for Paintsville, Chuck. Sort of a misdirection. They faked the ball to Couch again and pivoted back in a reverse pivot and handed off to Algier over the right guard.
Okay, right now it's time, Neil, to show Paintsville that you're the boss. Don't give him any first down here. We've already scored 7-0. Show them right now that we mean business and want the football back.
That's right. You don't want to let them back in the game.
Baldwin takes it. He rolls out to pass. Looks, now he keeps the football, and he's going to try to run with it, and he gets creamed over there.
Real good reaction by the Pikeville defense over there, Chuck. Timmy Honaker came up to make a good hit. And Andy Williamson was doing a good job of pursuit for Pikeville. Brian Mahan in on the tackle. It looked like Paintsville had something there, and the Pikeville players responding rather quickly, closed it up and cut him off for very little gain. They're going to have to punt now.
Hey, 4th down, about a yard to go. We look for Paintsville to punt it away. It's a long yard, maybe close to 2 yards.
Number 80, Brett Huff.
Brett Huff back there to punt the ball. There's the kick. Better kick this time. It's high, but not a lot of distance. Fair catch called for, and that's dangerous, but you got to do it.
Boy, that was dangerous. You know, Chuck, the lighting here at Paintsville Field's not the best in the world.
It's terrible.
That punt wasn't an outstanding punt, but it was over the lights, and they don't have any lights in the end zone areas, I've noticed. And it's a little dark down there.
Sure is. That was a great reception. You know, if he lets that ball bounce, we may end up back, 15, 20 more yards back deeper.
Oh, yeah. Very, very heads-up play, but like you say, very difficult play. That ball went in and out of the lights and then back in. It's hard to follow it under those circumstances.
Okay, Pence in Pikeville, regular backfield. There's a handoff. That's Robbie Rowe with it. He gets to about the 40-yard line, and he stopped right there.
Just a quick opener there, Chuck. And Robbie running hard, picking up 3 yards, maybe 3.5.
Just trying to watch the line here with these binoculars of mine, and I really believe they're doing a decent job blocking.
It looks like they are. Paintsville's doing a good job of recovering, however, after the initial block.
Pinson takes it. That's Williamson with it, and he don't get much, maybe 2 or 3 yards to most. 2 yards.
Andy's got a big, long stride in there, Chuck, and as a result of that, when he has a leg knocked out from under him, he goes down pretty quickly.
3rd and 4.
Maybe something Andy could work on this offseason is shortening his stride.
Right.
A little quicker steps.
And Danny Mullins coming out. Pikeville's got a 3rd down and 5 situation. Wide receivers both sides of the field for Pikeville. A passing situation here. Pinson goes back, and it's a draw play. That's Robbie Rowe with it, and he's got some room. Good call.
Real nice call. Beautiful draw play there, Chuck. Gene went back, and I thought he was going to pass there for a second, and Robbie delayed back there, and excellent blocking. They pushed the rushing Paintsville defenders outside, opening up the middle. Real nice run by Robbie Rowe.
Play clock running at 4 minutes to go exactly in the first quarter of play. Pikeville 7, Paintsville nothing. Sub-district championship on the line right here. Be an I formation for Pikeville. Pinson takes it. Hands off to Keith Washington, trying to find room, and he's got a little bit. Not a bad run there.
No, it wasn't, Chuck. He made that on his own. He picked up, maybe 4 yards, and boy, I mean, he did it all on his own. There wasn't anything there at all.
Gain of 3, 2nd and 7.
Pickup of 3, they say, so 2nd down and 7 for Pikeville. The nose of the football almost on the 45-yard line, and that will be Paintsville's 45-yard line. The 3rd time tonight that Pikeville has been into Paintsville territory. All 3 times we've had the football, we've been there. I formation for Pikeville. Pinson takes it. Hands off to Washington, and he's got a hole and gets out to about the 40. It closed up quick, though, Neil. You're right. Paintsville is recovering real quick.
They do. They react well after the initial lick, and by that I mean after they get blocked, they spin off, they don't give up, and they come back and pursue the football. And that's why we haven't seen any real long runs. We've had some good holes there initially. Pikeville's running a lot of misdirection, too, Chuck, which maybe catches Paintsville out of position just momentarily. 3rd
down 3 for Pikeville, power I. Pinson takes it, hands off to Robbie Rowe, big hole. Rowe's got the 1st down, I do believe.
Boy, suddenly the Pikeville backs are doing an excellent job of finding the hole and running to daylight. I think the first series of downs, they didn't do that, Chuck.
Okay, it'll be 2nd down, 1st down on the 35-yard line. So Pikeville 35 yards away from pay dirt. They lead right now 7-0. Well, I tell you, that's not a small line there for Pikeville. Regular backfield. Washington a lot on his own.
Andy Williamson. Excellent run. Boy, I tell you, that was just determination.
Andy Williamson.
You know, you're right there. You know, right then he had no choice but to take short steps in, Neil, and it seems like he's got more power that way.
He does, and he has much better balance. You know, it takes a heck of a shot to knock a guy off his feet when he's taking short, choppy, strong steps. But if you're striding long strides like he was earlier, it's so easy to knock him off balance.
Well, Andy picked up 8 yards on that 2nd and 2 for Pikeville. Off to the races again, and he gets the 1st down. So
Andy Williams.
Play worked well. They ran it again.
Why not?
Gain of 6.
Gain of 6, so another 1st down for Pikeville. The ball down near the 20-yard line. Maybe a football length short of the 20. Pinson takes it. That's Williamson again with it. He gets barely across the 20-yard line, a pickup of a yard or 2.
Williamson.
Boy, here's where Pikeville really needs to score to establish the dominance in this game, Chuck. It'd be a shame for them to have such a good drive as they've had and get down here. Now we have a 2nd and 9, 2nd and 8, and we just need to score here.
Exactly right. So far in this football game, I'd say Pikeville's had the football this first quarter about 90% of the time.
I'd say they have, every bit of it.
Regular backfield for Pikeville. Pinson takes. He's going to throw it. Throws it out there. He's got his man. That's Keith Washington. And he may get in the end zone, and he does.
Boy, it's a great play by Gene Pinson. Chuck, he had a good rush from the Paintsville team. He evaded one tackler and went back and found his secondary receiver. I'm sure his primary target there was the left wide out over on this side, which was Danny Coleman. And when he didn't have an opportunity to throw to Danny because of the Paintsville rush, he found Keith across the middle, running underneath the coverage or in front of the linebackers. Great play by Gene Pinson.
Okay, the extra point. It's down, it's up, and that looks good.
Well, I'll tell you, Mark kicked well tonight. That's 2 perfect extra points. End over end, right through the middle of the uprights.
Pikeville 14, Paintsville nothing.
On pause. People get in my way down here when they stand up. Can't see nothing.
Not a thing I can do about it, Steph.
2 touchdowns I missed. You're big enough. You ought to be able to, Neil. Okay, count 4 and go, Chuck.
Okay, Neil, Pinson seems to be coming of age because, like you said, hey, that was a great play on his part.
He's grown with every game, Chuck. He has. He shows a lot of poise tonight. 2 great plays, 2 touchdowns.
Williams booms this one down around the 8-yard line. Trying to find room, and he busts up through there. On his way to the races, fumbles the football, and Pikeville will have it near the 50-yard line.
Oh, what a break. What a break.
Well, we talked about that before the game. Breaks are important. We got a break on a punt. Now we get a break on a fumble. We capitalized the last time to score, and right now it's the fireworks are all Pikeville's way. 44 seconds to go in the first quarter of play. Pikeville 14, Paintsville nothing.
Chuck, that was 19. Jared Gray, number 19, a 6'2", 180-pound running back for Paintsville, and it looked like he was off to the races. Somebody from Pikeville caught him from behind, and he fumbled the ball. And who was it recovered that football? Did you get that?
I never did get that. Did you get the recovery, Ernie? Ernie didn't get it either. Okay, it's right now a timeout with Pikeville 14, Paintsville nothing.
On pause.
Mahan got it. I saw him, but I pulled out and I didn't think he was. Who? 6 times 31.
It's kind of a shock right now.
Gee, isn't it really?
Okay.
That may have buried Paintsville right there. If they take it in the score now, it's over.
Okay, give yourself 4 and go.
Neil, who got that fumble recovery?
That fumble recovery was by Brian Mahan, I was told. I don't know who caused it. At this point, Chuck, Robbie Rowe has rushed 6 times for 31 yards for the leading ground gainer for Pikeville. But Gene Pinson's 2 big plays, and such poise.
He's 2 for 2 and both of them touchdowns. That's not bad.
That's not bad at all. One of them 20 yards. What was that last one? About
19
25, 19 yards?
Yep. Regular backfield for Pikeville. Pinson takes it. Hands off. Second man. That's Keith Washington. And he's off to the races. He's to the 40. Still on his feet down around the 30-yard line. And a good running there by Keith Washington of Pikeville.
Real nice run. About a 22-yard run on that play by Keith Washington. I'll tell you, if Keith had just headed for the sidelines, he'd probably gotten 5 or 10 more yards. He got a little fancy once he got out there, didn't he, Chuck?
Yeah, fancy steps that time, but Keith Washington comes up with another big play.
Excellent run. Real fine run by Keith.
First down from the 30-yard line for Pikeville, regular backfield. Hand off first man. That's Williamson, the ball carrier. He'll have about 3.
Another nice hard run by Andy Williamson.
2nd and 6.
Andy doesn't have great speed, and he has to work hard for everything he gets. He's a lot like Robbie Rowe back there.
Okay, that's the end of the first quarter. Pikeville 14, the Paintsville Tigers nothing.
14 to nothing.
Well, I can't believe it.
Can't either.
And it ain't over.
No,
Paintsville needs a break. They just haven't had it. We've had it all. And all this because we got to start on the 50-yard line first of the game. Makes a big difference.
Yeah, we haven't had the ball in our territory.
No, we've been right down there, right on them.
We kicked off the opening of the game, didn't we?
No, they kicked us, and we ran it back to about the 50.
That's right.
Washington did.
Okay, give yourself 4 and go.
That's right.
Okay. Second down play here for Pikeville. About 6 yards to go. We'll give Williamson 4 yards on that last carry. Regular backfield for Pikeville. To pass it is Pinson. He throws. Got a man open out there, and he's got it. Good catch, Neil. That pass was a little bit underthrown.
Great catch. Boy, I tell you, Gene was trying to be so careful with that. He had Chad Helvey so wide open, Chuck. And that's an error that a lot of quarterbacks make. He had him so wide open, he was trying to be so cautious not to overthrow him that he underthrew him. And really, Chad had to come back and make a great play coming back to catch that football.
Chad made a great play. Like we said, been out the past couple of weeks, and Chad's been very important here in this ball game. First and goal for Pikeville from the 5-yard line. I formation for Pikeville. That's Keith Washington with it, trying to get in the end zone.
Very close.
He's
to the
down there
touchdown.
close.
I'd say he's down to about the 1 or 2 foot line there, Chuck. You've got those binoculars spotted.
He's right at it. I tell you. Depends on where they spot the football.
Second and goal.
Well, they've got it on about the 1.5-yard line,
They
Neil.
must have marked his knee down a lot earlier than I thought.
That's a yard and a half, and it looked like he was right on the goal line.
I thought he went down right on the goal line, too.
Well, when he was tackled, I was looking through the binoculars. The football and him were laying on the goal line, so I figured it must be back just a little bit from there, but not that far back.
Bad spot.
I formation. Here we go. Keith Washington, and he should be in. Keith Washington, touchdown Pikeville, and I tell you what, this is a pleasant surprise for many people right now.
Very pleasant surprise. Everybody, and of course this still could be a tough game. You never know what's going to happen. We've got 3 almost full quarters left to play, but gee whiz, 21-0 here, or if we make this point after attempt, nobody expected this, or at least I didn't.
Okay, the extra point, the kick up, and it's good. 3 out of 3.
Did Mark boom that one? He put that one down to City Park.
Pikeville 21, Paintsville nothing.
No pause.
Back deep for Paintsville will be number 26, Mark Alger. Number 19, Jared Gray. Number 16, Todd Burchell.
Okay.
Still
Taking
4
out
seconds
for
to go.
Pikeville will be number 71, Mark Williams.
Okay, Neil, according to David Cox and Ernie Powell, all the Pikeville backs are averaging 5 yards a carry, and credit's got to go back to what we talked about before the game. Very important, the Pikeville line.
No question about it, Chuck. Your guards and tackles and your offensive center are just whipping the Paintsville defensive line. They're driving them off the line of scrimmage and providing big holes for the Pikeville backs. That's the only way you can average that kind of
Williams
yardage.
to kick it. It's a low one. Taken on about the 25-yard line. Number 26, Algier, spins away, but he's going to be nailed on about the... Fumbles the football again. I can't believe this. Mark Williams comes up with it.
I think they may mark this one dead at the point of fumble.
They should have.
I think so. Very close.
Mark Alger returns the ball.
That's probably a good call. I think the kid's knee was down before he lost the football.
Paintsville having all kinds of problems. They have not had a break yet.
You know, I hate to quote such authorities of the game as Mr. Ralph Roop and Jimmy Blair, but they were saying that this game would be decided by the midway point of the second quarter tonight. I told him I didn't agree with them, but I tell you that they may know what they're talking about.
Power eye this time for Paintsville. Baldwin calls the signals. He hands to Algier, and he's not going anywhere.
Nice tackle by Chad Helvey. He met Alger at the line of scrimmage, and I mean, it was helmet against helmet. And dropped him for no gain whatsoever. He may have lost a few inches on that. Well, nice play by Chad Helvey. Excellent tackle.
Chad back after being injured, and he's come back really in style, hasn't he?
Yes, he has. That rest did him good.
That's what you need after that game you played in.
I need about 5 years rest after that game I played in last week.
High formation for Paintsville. They might go to the air here, Neil. They've got them spread out. Back to pass is Baldwin. A big rush, but he gets away. Now he's going to run with it, and he's going to get tackled on about the 38-yard line. Pretty close to a late hit there, and there he goes.
That was a late hit by Robbie Rowe. Totally unnecessary, totally uncalled for.
Yeah, that can hurt you.
Penalties like that will really hurt you in big games. We've got a nice lead right now.
Personal foul.
Boy, that's just... You know, I think Robbie knew as soon as he made that tackle that he shouldn't have done it. The guy was lying on the ground. No reason whatsoever for him to come up and hit him.
No.
You know, that sort of overshadows or makes you forget the good play that Dwayne Elkins made there, Chuck.
Exactly right. Now Paintsville goes into Pikeville territory at about the 47-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Tigers at 9:44 to go in the second quarter of play. Same formation for Paintsville. Jeff Baldwin drops back to pass. looks. He fires it down the field. He got a man out there, and it's caught. And Paintsville goes to the air successfully.
Boy, Robbie Rowe was back there with him, Chuck, and it really wasn't very bad coverage, except Robbie committed the cardinal sin for a defensive back. He turned his back entirely to the quarterback and chased the receiver rather than running downfield with his head turned back over his shoulder, and Robbie didn't know where the ball was. The ball just did clear him, cleared his helmet and into the arms of the Paintsville receiver, but Robbie never saw the ball until it was caught.
Okay, Paintsville had to open things up, Neil, behind 21-0, and they do so in style. And that was a great throw by the quarterback, Baldwin.
Real nice throw on the run, being chased. Coach Trivet really giving Robbie Rowe a hard time right now. Very upset.
Pikeville 21, Paintsville nothing. Boy, he ought to be. They can get somebody back in the game real quick.
Thank you, Jim.
You know what? We'll get you back in the game real quick.
Jim Chris Stratton just delivered a nice big cold Coca-Cola to us up here. We really appreciate that.
We on or off?
We're off.
We're off.
You're on Mahan's tape. You want to say anything to him?
Hello, Mr. Mahan. Gee whiz, I can't believe that.
Well, I tell you, you can't let him out of the hole that way. Big penalty, big bad. Let him right back in this game.
Gee, I reckon.
Okay, give yourself 4 and go.
Okay, Paintsville with the football, threatening to score. They're down around about the 12 or 13-yard line. That's Couch with it, still on his feet.
Well, I don't know how he picked up the yards he did on that, Chuck. It looked like it was going nowhere, and he just kept turning his legs, sliding forward, and picked up about 5 or 6 yards.
He got it inside the 10-yard line, Neil, on sheer effort by him.
Yes, he did. You know, this Baldwin kid, Chuck, he looks pretty daggone quick back there. He could give us a lot of problems if he opens things up for the rest of this game.
Certainly could. It's on the 8-yard line for Paintsville. About 4 yards to go for a first down, 8 yards for a touchdown. On the option, Baldwin keeps it.
Great play by Timmy Honecker. The young freshman came up and dropped Baldwin. I think he dropped him for a loss there, Chuck, for about a yard.
No gain, they say. It looked like more like a yard or 2 loss, though.
I think he did lose a little bit. Real nice play by Timmy Honecker. Running the option there, and really nothing there.
Yeah, he did lose a yard there, Neil. 3rd down and 5 to go for a first down. Ball's back at the 9-yard line now. No, it's still on the 8. Must have been on the 7 a minute ago because they lack a sure 5 yards. A minute ago it was 4. Had it marked wrong the first time. 8:17 to go in the first half of play. Pikeville 21, Paintsville nothing. This is the same Paintsville team, Neil, that last week almost upset the #1 ranked team in the state of Kentucky.
Yes, they did. As I mentioned earlier, Coach Brew told me before the game tonight that he very sincerely felt that they should have won that football game. Thought they outplayed Paris last week. Although he felt, too, that Paris was not the #1 football team in the state in Class A.
Crucial series here for Paintsville, Neil. If they don't get it in here, they are in serious trouble. That's got to hurt them real bad.
Oh, they've got to score here to just to keep their momentum going.
Here's the play. A little bit quick movement there, but quarterback goes down.
Oh, what a play by Chad Helvey from his defensive left end position, Chuck. He came in on a charge, dropped Baldwin in his tracks for about a 8 or 9 yard loss. A big, big play.
Well, Helvey's been everywhere tonight.
He has indeed.
A whistle and a timeout by Paintsville with Pikeville still leading 21-0. Have they called 3 timeouts already?
They may have. They
needed one there. That's their 3rd timeout.
That's right.
That's their 3rd timeout.
Yeah, I believe it's 3.
I believe it's their 3rd timeout. They had to call it.
some of this Pepsi?
Oh, I've got some. It's a long time out. Okay.
Yourself 4 seconds, go.
Chuck, do they have to take it in to get a first down?
No, they've got to get to about the 5-yard line for a first down. The ball's on about the 15, so they lack about 10 yards for the first down. Big play here for Paintsville. 4th down. Quarterback Baldwin throws it in the end zone. Touchdown. See if I can pick up that player.
Jeff Baldwin pass to Frank Osborne. It's complete.
Frank Osborne.
Touchdown.
Wow, that's pitiful coverage there.
Well, Danny Coleman got turned inside a little bit on that bootleg action by Baldwin, and then when Baldwin rolled back to his left toward our side of the field, that's what I've said all year, Chuck. Those defensive backs, you got to line up outside of that offensive end so that he can't beat you outside, because once he gets outside on Danny or Robbie on the other side, they have no outside help.
Tracy Osborne, 64.
Kicks up and good. Pikeville 21, Paintsville 7.
Paintsville 7.
Fine, you all right, Timmy?
Guy's name to talk there. 15. Who got to say talk there?
86.
Who's 86?
Frank Osborne.
Yeah, that hurt.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
Give yourself 4, go.
Well, just when we thought we had things under control, Neil, the bubble has burst.
Yes. It goes back to that pass coverage again, Chuck. Just a very minor mistake. Danny just got turned inside for a moment, and that's all it takes for a guy to get you turned inside, get back out on you, get a step, touchdown.
There's a kick. It's a short one and mishandled. It's a loose football, and we'll have to wait.
Boy, I think that Pikeville may have gotten that back.
If they did, that's a heck of a break.
Bounced off Robbie Rowe and then bounced off a Paintsville player back toward Pikeville, and Pikeville got the ball back. Very, very fortunate. Boy, I'll tell you, you're talking about turning this game around in a hurry.
Sure would have.
Ooh, if Paintsville had recovered that, boy, you just can't give a team like this, particularly playing at their house, that kind of momentum.
Okay, Pikeville's got it. Not bad field position, 34-yard line. Pikeville's own 34, regular backfield. 7:30 to go in the first half. Pinson takes it. Hands off to Robbie Rowe, trying to get outside. He's got some running room out to about the, 40-yard line.
Nice run by Robbie, and real nice blocking up front by Danny Coleman and Andy Williamson. Real nice blocking by the entire right side of the Pikeville line and the leading offensive backs.
Pickup of 7 yards, 2nd and 3 for Pikeville. Ball just across the 40-yard line. Power I for Pikeville. Pinson takes. That's Williamson with it straight up in the gut, still on his feet, fighting for yardage. And Pinson, a heck of a run by Williamson.
Andy Williamson, very hard run. Boy, he earned all of that. Picked up about 5 yards on the play, Chuck. And a first down for Pikeville at the 46-yard line.
Okay, it's very important, Neil, to get that dominance back.
It is. You know, Pikeville looks so strong offensively. If they could take this down and score again.
1st and 10 for Pikeville. That's Robbie Rowe, and not much there.
Not much, but he picked up about 3 yards, Chuck. Robbie Rowe, the ball carrier. For a gain of
Robbie
3.
just across the 50-yard line, mark it on the 49. That's Paintsville's 49-yard line. So Pikeville, once again in Paintsville territory, as the fans stand on their feet and try to cheer the Panthers on to victory, leading 21-7. I formation, Gene Pinson takes it, hands off. That's Keith Washington, and he's nailed real quick.
Real fine play there by number 71 of Paintsville. Submarined under the offensive line and just took Keith's feet out from under him very early. Picked up maybe a couple of yards. Be 3rd and 5, Chuck.
3rd and about 5, Neil, and maybe a passing situation. We're 2 for 2 in that department. Or 3 for 3, excuse me.
That's right, 3 for 3. I think Paintsville may be looking for a pass this time. They send Washington wide left with 2 setbacks, Chuck.
Long count for Pikeville. There's a snap and there's a counter. That's Robbie Rowe, and he's down there close, Neil.
That's little Danny Mullins.
Danny
Chuck.
Mullins, excuse me.
Real nice, nifty run, a hard run. I don't know if he picked it up or not. We'll probably see a measurement here. Boy, I mean, it's right in front of me, and I'm going to say they got it.
Well, that's going to be a big decision.
Ooh, that's close.
They're not even going to measure it. They're saying it's about a foot without measuring it, and that's real good eyes.
Timeout.
They're going to measure it now. Pikeville's
I
called
think
for
it is.
measurement.
I think it is short, Chuck. It does look like it's short about a foot or two. If I were Pikeville, I would definitely go for it. They haven't been held for no gain tonight.
Sure haven't. They've gained yardage on every play that they've run. The least amount of yardage has been a 2-yard pickup. And that official and you both have great eyes is exactly the length that he said it was.
Indeed it is.
So Pikeville, I don't think they're even going to question it, Neil. They have gained swell on the ground that they're going for it. Could be a big play right here for Paintsville. If they hold them, the momentum can swing back to the Tigers.
With a 21-7 lead, 4th down and 2 feet to go, you think Paintsville wouldn't be shocked if Pikeville put this in the air?
Well, I would be.
I would too.
They might go for a long count here on Paintsville. Try to draw them off sides. We'll wait and see. Power eye.
I'd run the sneak. It's wide open there, Chuck.
Yeah, it sure is. Quarterback keeper's got it. They came across there. Pikeville's going to punt it, I believe.
They are going to punt it. Gee whiz.
Pikeville.
They did exactly
Chuck,
what
I'd go back in there and call the sneak and run it. It's wide open over the middle. That nose guard is, well, actually, I suppose he's a middle linebacker, and he's 2 yards off the ball. They're giving you the first down if you'll just run it right off center.
No doubt. He could pick up 2 yards, Neil, before anybody probably would even touch him. Well, Paintsville may come out here in a different lineup this time. Pikeville calling the timeout, wanting to talk it over. Coach Howard is out there with the Panthers right now, and it looked like Gene Pinson was instructed to try to draw Paintsville off sides. They almost did. A couple of Paintsville players jumped, but they did not go across that line. And that play did not work, so Pikeville calls timeout. I believe their second time out of the game, and they're going to talk it over and possibly go for it, Neil. And I'm like you. I want to go. Do it.
No question about it. Our kicking game from the punting end of it anyway is really not that strong. Robbie does a good fundamental job, but really you don't have a whole lot to gain here.
Well, if he kicks it in the end zone, it's going to be a 20-yard gain, and if it doesn't do that well, then it's going to be molest. Pikeville lining up to go for it. Bit of power I formation for Pikeville, and I'm still looking. Quarterback goes left. He's got it.
Yeah, a little different look defensively for Paintsville.
Yeah, a little bit different. And quarterback keeper, he's got it.
He got it, no question about it. Fine run by Gene Pinson.
Good call there by Neil Smith. You must have had some communication there with the coaching staff.
41-yard line.
Had a good teacher in Gene Davis. We ran in a lot. The first time they came up to the line of scrimmage, Chuck, that was really there because they had that nose linebacker off a couple of yards. When they called the timeout and came back, they had the nose guard back on the center, but as you said, he went left and picked it up.
Still worked. Regular backfield for Pikeville. There's a handoff, and maybe lost a little bit there. It's Robbie Rowe, the ball carrier. Good tackle by 86. I believe that's Osborne, isn't it?
Yeah, I tell you, Paintsville looks a little fired up now. They're playing a little stronger defense than they were earlier.
Right now, the clock stands at 4:33 in the first half. Pikeville 21, Paintsville 7.
Paintsville playing a basic 5-4 defense, Chuck, with their defensive backs up very close.
High formation. There's the pitch. That's Keith Washington trying to find room. Cuts back up in the middle, and he'll get about 4 or 5.
I tell you, Chuck, you're wide out over there. They had the responsibility of coming back and trying to cut down that cornerback, and he missed that block. Boy, you got to have that block for that play to go.
Okay, it'll bring up a 3rd down for Pikeville. About 6 yards to go. Coleman coming out. Keith Washington's going to be wide to the right. Chad Helby's over to the left. I formation for Pikeville. There's a snap. There's a handoff. That's Robbie Rowe trying to find room, and it's not there.
Not much there at all.
Robbie Rowe.
Now you wonder what to do here. 35-yard line. Do you kick it away, or do you go for it? 3 or 4 yards? 4 yards for the first down, Neil.
Boy, here, Chuck, a punt just doesn't do you any good at all. If you kick it into the end zone, you've got a 15-yard net punt. If you try to kick it out of bounds, you're not going to get a whole lot.
Well, the clock's at 3:10, and Pikeville is going to talk it over and try to make a decision. Pikeville 21, Paintsville 7.
Yeah, well, I'd go for it.
I think you have to, Staff. You just don't have much to gain doing anything else.
Got no room to work with.
No.
Williamson. That's not bad. Where are you coming at? What are you running?
Well, no, I tell you what, I'd look for a little out pass to Chad. They are going to kick.
Okay, get ready to go.
Well, I guess he's thinking 3:09 is 15 more yards, be satisfied.
Pikeville's got a 4th and 5 here, and it looks like they're going to...
15 yards is not going to be much.
Looks like they're going to throw it.
Okay, Pikeville with it, 4th down, 4 yards to go. They're lining up to punt the football away to Paintsville.
53, Robbie Taylor.
Robbie Taylor back there to kick for Pikeville, and he's not very deep. Let's see, 10 yards. I thought usually they line up about 12 or 13. Deep enough, I guess. There's a snap, and here goes the kick. And it's going to be way in the end zone. No, it takes back a Pikeville bounce.
Oh,
They roll dead inside the 5-yard line.
What a bounce for Pikeville. That ball hit on about the 3-yard line, Chuck, and bounced directly to the left, laterally.
I had no doubts that was going in the end zone.
I didn't either. As a matter of fact, it looked like the best punt he'd had tonight, or maybe the last few weeks. Well, that was just pure luck.
Okay, they're going to spot it on about the, let's see, 2 or 3 yard line.
Of course, maybe Robbie works on that all the time, Chuck.
Yeah. We'll give him the 3 yard line. Paintsville with it, 1st and 10 at 3:04 to go in the half. Right now we could use a safety.
Yes, we could.
Could use a fumble too. Here's the play. That's Alger with it, and he's nailed on about the line of scrimmage. Maybe he lost a little bit.
Big play in there. It looked like Timmy Honaker made the play. I think that was Timmy Honaker, Chuck. I tell you, he's played a heck of a game tonight.
Well, no gain.
Paintsville, you wonder if they'll put it in the air this deep. Neil, they really can't take a chance. 21-7. They're not out of the football game. If you throw an interception down there, you can get yourself out of it.
Well, this is just how they got beat by Paris, Chuck. They had the ball like this with the score tied. A couple of minutes left in the game. They threw an interception, and Paris ended up scoring to beat them.
Baldwin, long count, takes it. That's Alger again. Got a few yards.
If they can get this first down, we'll probably see some passing, Chuck.
For a gain of
6 or 7 on that pickup. The clock running at 2 minutes to go in the first half. Be 3rd down, about 3 yards to go. They got enough room down there now. They can run that option if they want to.
Yeah, they don't have any danger of a safety now. They have the ball out on about the 8-yard line. 9.
Here's the play. There's the option. Alger, and he doesn't get it. Great defense.
Play coming up in this defensive back position by Danny Coleman. Oh, an excellent play.
Paintsville will have to punt it away, and Neil, right here is a good time to go ahead and block one because the penalty really wouldn't kill you.
No, it wouldn't.
Clock's down to about 1:20, so it'd really be hard for Paintsville to score. If you're ever going to try to block a punt, this is a good time to do it.
Yes, it is. On the other hand, they're kicking so deep in their territory, in Paintsville's own territory, that is, that they might want to set up a return, because any kind of return at all, Chuck, with a minute left gives you an opportunity to score again.
That's what they're going to have. A minute 5 right now. There's a good kick.
Oh, boomer.
Washington waiting on it. He takes it on about the 40-yard line, and he gets nailed on about the 37-yard line, so Pikeville will have it there 1st and 10 with 54 seconds to go. I think Pikeville's got 1 timeout left.
I'm sure we'll see Gene Benson go to the air here, Chuck. Coach Howard will probably call a couple of passes that'll stop the clock if they throw an incomplete. And if they do complete the pass and they get some yardage, and I think Pikeville has a couple of timeouts left.
Got 1 left, I believe. We called 2. 2 I know of. Little confusion right here. Washington not sure where to go. Better find out right quick. Pinson calling the signals. Wide receivers both sides for Pikeville. And to throw the football, he's open, and Good defense. Just a little bit out of his reach there. I think that was McNamee. Let's see. No, Robbie Rowe, the intended receiver.
Excellent tackle there by James Williams of Paintsville. He just
looked like a college tackle there,
yes,
didn't
it did. He flipped Robbie Rowe. And, you know, Robbie's got a lot of respect for those good licks. He delivers some himself. He turned around after he got up, gave the Paintsville player 5. I'm sure he said, good luck, partner.
Okay, Pinson takes it. Drops back to pass. Big rush. Screenplay over here. That's Keith Washington with it. Trying to find room, and really not much there. It gets to about the 32. Clock running at 27 seconds. Pikeville may not have any timeouts left. I can't remember them calling 3, though.
Apparently they don't. They're going to have to put the ball in the air right now. You got 19 seconds to go.
3rd and 7.
3rd, 7 to go for Pikeville. Power eye. Pinson takes it at 18 seconds, drops back to pass, and he's going to be creamed. No, he gets it away, and it's incomplete. 5 seconds to go. 4th down play coming up, and this one you throw in the end zone.
Boy, nobody touched that left defensive end for Paintsville, Chuck. Nobody touched him. He was in on Gene so fast that Gene had no chance. Matter of fact, the best thing he could have done there was what he did, throwing incomplete, because he thought the ball to Keith. He didn't have anywhere to go, and the clock would have run out.
Okay, we've got 5 seconds, Neil, and we've got 32 yards to go to a touchdown, and Paintsville back there and prevent defense.
Tell you what, I'd send 2 guys deep and let them crisscross, because they've got 1 man essentially playing that deep center field. He's moved over to the left now, but if you crisscross back there deep, Chuck, he's going to have to choose between one receiver or the other, and it should leave the other one open.
If the line can keep Paintsville out.
Good point.
That's got a long way to go down there. Pinson gets a big rush, and he goes down. And that's the end of the first half of play. Pikeville 21, Paintsville nothing.
7.
Excuse me.
Good first half.
What about something else?
Boy, man. My neck's sore. Well, I tell you, I thought they had him held on that touchdown. All right. Yeah. Chad made a great play.
Give yourself 4 seconds and go.
Hey, welcome back to Paintsville, where the Pikeville High School Panthers lead at halftime 21-7 over the Paintsville Tigers in a sub-district championship game here. Some statistics to pass along to you. Compliments of Ernie Powell. Keith Washington has run the ball 9 times and picked up 47 yards for Pikeville. Andy Williamson has carried the ball 7 times for 29 yards. Robbie Rowe has carried the ball 10 times for 41 yards. Mullins has carried the ball 1 time for 5 yards. And Pinson has carried the ball twice, accidentally really. Got 2 yards on one, minus 1 on one, so he's got 1 yard on the evening. Kickoff returns, or punt returns for Pikeville. Keith Washington, a 21-yard return, and then a 4-yard return. Brian Mahan defensively has picked up 2 fumble recoveries for Pikeville. Good evening so far for Brian. Tackle-wise, a great evening so far for Chad Helby. Chad Helby with 3 tackles, and one of them a big sack that we thought maybe Pikeville was going to be able to hold Paintsville, but that was not the case, as they were able to take it into the end zone for a touchdown. Pat McNamee with a couple of tackles. Number 45, Robbie Rowe with 3 tackles. McNamee with 3 tackles, excuse me. Pikeville has had the football 6 times. Paintsville has had the football 5 times. First downs, Pikeville has had 7 first downs here in the first half. Paintsville has had 2 first downs. There's been one 15-yard penalty called in the ball game, that being against the Pikeville High School Panthers. So thus far it's been a penalty-free football game. In the passing department, let's see, Pikeville 2 for 2 in the first quarter, 2 out of 4 in the second quarter. So that's 4 for 6 passing for Pikeville. Paintsville 0 for 1 in the first quarter, 1 for 1 in the second. So Paintsville 1 out of 2 passing. Receiving, Chad Helby has had a couple of receptions, 1 for a 20-yard touchdown and 1 for an 18-yard reception, setting up the other TD. Keith Washington's had a reception on a 16-yard touchdown, and also a reception on a 3-yard where the Pikeville tried to run a screen pass. Going back and recapping the scoring in the first quarter at 7 minutes and 11 seconds to go in the first quarter, Pinson hit Helby on a 20-yard touchdown pass, making it 6-0 Pikeville. The extra point by Mark Williams was straight through the uprights, making Pikeville on top 7-0. Then at 53 seconds to go in the first quarter, Pikeville came right back. Once again, it was a pass from Pinson to Washington on a 16-yarder, making it 13-0 Pikeville. The kick once again through the uprights, making it a 14-0 score. In the second quarter, Pikeville, very early in the second quarter, after a Paintsville mistake at 11:02, Pikeville came right back. Number 34, Keith Washington, on a 3-yard run, making it 20-0 in favor of Pikeville. The extra point once again by Williams, straight through the uprights, leaving it at 21-0. Then Paintsville struck right back at 7:39 to go in the half as the quarterback, Baldwin, hit Osborne, number 86, on a 15-yard touchdown pass on a 4th and 15 situation from about the, they were 15 yards out. 4th and they had to get to the 1 or 2 yard line for a first down. But that made it 21-6, and then the extra point straight through the uprights, making it a 21-7, and that's where we stand at the halftime. Pikeville leading Paintsville 21-7, and our thanks to Ernie Powell for passing along these fine statistics for you viewers. Pikeville back onto the field, warming up. Paintsville on the other sideline warming up. Neil Smith eating popcorn. Neil's had 4 hot dogs, 7 hamburgers, 3 plates of potato salad. And we're still in the first half. Neil will be going to the doctor tomorrow to make sure that he doesn't have a tapeworm.
Growing baby boy, as my mama says.
I should have done that.
I'm glad we're not on the television here.
I would have done that, but David Cox was standing right in front of me. He told me to do it. I would have done it.
I won't say anything about you eating a hot dog in 2 bites last week.
Well, I didn't eat it. I inhaled it. Now, Keno was making fun of us before the game, the way we conducted ourselves the last part of the Jenkins game. We kind of indulged in a few hot dogs, or I did.
Man gets hungry talking during these football games like this.
Sure does. Well, Neil, first half of play, or the first quarter of play, and plus the first 1 minute of the second quarter, it was all Pikeville, 21-0. But Paintsville opened the game up a little bit, went to the air, and it paid off for them.
You know, Chuck, you mentioned that one penalty against Pikeville being a 15-yarder, but that was a very crucial penalty. I think had it not been an infraction on Pikeville, which it clearly was, it was a good call, but it would have brought a 3rd down and 6 or 7, I think, maybe a 4th down at that point.
4th.
But instead, it gave Paintsville a big first down, which enabled them to go on down the field and score. That would have killed that only scoring drive that they've had. Of course, the other big play in that scoring drive for Paintsville was a long 35-yard pass completion. Excellent throw by Baldwin while scrambling out of the pocket. And, you know, really, this game should be 28-0,
yeah,
really.
Probably so.
Instead of 21-7. And Paintsville is definitely in this ball game. Pikeville better be ready to play this second half, or we may see things turn around, Chuck.
That's right. You better be ready for Mr. Baldwin, because he looks like a great scrambler to me. Maybe not as good as the Maggard boy we saw at Cumberland, but this Baldwin boy can throw the football.
I think he's quicker than Maggard. He doesn't have quite the arm that Maggard has, and he's not as big as Maggard, but he's a very quick kid. And I think given the opportunity, he can cause some damage back there.
Okay, Pikeville will be kicking off to Paintsville, leading 21-7, sub-district championship on the line. It's a very lovely evening for football. Couldn't be any better, as a matter of fact. Mark Williams approaches it, and there's the kick. Short kick, takes a Pikeville bounce, and goes out of bounds, though, and Paintsville will get good field position here, Neil. They'll get it on the 40-yard line.
Smart play by Baldwin there, Chuck. He started to pick up that ball at about the 15-yard line, and it was nearly out of bounds, and then he decided to let it go because there was good coverage by Pikeville.
So that ends up being a really good return for Paintsville. They'll get it out on the 40-yard line. No, I'm back in the old days,
35,
I guess.
won't we?
Well, now, only last year or year before last, when it went out of bounds on a kickoff, they spotted it on the 40, or you had a choice. And I think Paintsville would have been well satisfied to have it on the 40, so evidently it's not a choice anymore. They'll kick it over from the 35, which, as far as I'm concerned, is a break.
Martin needs to get his foot into this ball like he has earlier, but his last kickoff wasn't very good after the last score.
Waiting for the whistle, and there it is. There's the kick. It's low. Pretty tough one to handle, though. Picks it up on about the 24-yard line, trying to find running room is Alger, and he gets tackled on about the 32, so it worked out well for Pikeville.
Pretty nice coverage for Pikeville that time, Chuck. Alger really didn't have anywhere to go. We've got Timmy Honaker down on the field. Looks like he's injured.
And when Timmy's down, he's all over the field because he is a big one.
He is a big one. 6'1", 250-pound freshman.
So Pikeville's first injury could be a costly one. Timmy leading Pikeville in tackles this year. And, you know, Neil, this is a good Pikeville ball club, and to be a freshman and leading the team in tackles, that's something.
That really is something. As we mentioned earlier, Timmy is a very physically mature young man for a freshman in high school. He's 6'1", 250 pounds. I'm not sure he's that tall, but I think they list him somewhere in that vicinity. But he's a big, strong, very mobile young man, and he's in on a lot of plays because of his quickness, even though he's a very large fella.
Evidently, he's not doing too well. He's still down, so
they're pulling him up a little bit. I hope maybe he's just lost his breath, because that's a very temporary injury.
Well, if he took a lick, he'll sure remember it. Paintsville will have the football if we ever get the second half started again. 11:55 in the third quarter. Pikeville 21, Paintsville 7.
We've got Mike Ritz out there, the trainer, along with, is that Dr. Mulligan and Dr. Davis? Steve Davis
Dr.
is
Davis,
out there.
I believe, is out there.
Hawkeye will make him well.
Yeah. They're checking him out real good, eh?
Absolutely beautiful night for football, isn't it, Chuck?
Couldn't be any better. Neil, Kentucky, a big game this week coming up tomorrow.
Yeah, I was just talking to Johnny Pinson about that at the half. We were discussing what the spread might be. I thought maybe about 7 points, although Kentucky has a history of playing well in Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
Paper today had 9. So, that's a touchdown. And almost a field goal.
Yeah.
Well, Timmy not trying to pick him up. He's shaking up a little bit, Neil. You may be right. That is Steve Davis, Dr. Davis out there with him, checking him out, and Timmy's going to run off on his own. A little shaken up on the play. So it'll be Paintsville's football. It's time for Pikeville to get stingy, Neil, here and have a good defensive series.
Yes, it is. You don't want to let Paintsville come out here the first of the second half and march down the field on you.
Well, they haven't set up in that wishbone very much that we heard so much about. I'm kind of confused about that. They look for him to go to the air this half. Nope, there's a handoff and nothing there. And they might ought to go to the air. That's Alger, the ball carrier.
Mark Alger, the ball carrier.
Fine play on that left defensive line for Pikeville.
Alger quick, Neil, but really nothing there for him to go to.
No, and Alger weighs about 155, 160 pounds, and a kid like that's not going to run over Pikeville's defensive line. If there's not a hole there, he's in trouble.
Okay, second down, a long 8 or a short 9.
I think replacing Timmy Honaker is number 75 for Pikeville, Pat McNamee. No, Pat's in there ordinarily. I don't know who's in.
There's the option. He pitches, and 44, Link Ritz making the stop for Pikeville.
Excellent play from his outside linebacker position by
We
Link
got
Ritz.
another one down. Another player down.
I don't know if they still do, Chuck, but when Link was on our junior high team, he had a very short haircut. Occasionally would put on a monocle, and he looked just like the Commandant in Hogan's Heroes. And I think that nickname kind of stuck with him. They called him Commandant.
Hey, this one, they're fooling around with the leg. I can't tell the injured player.
Looks like Pat McNamee from here, Chuck.
Pat McNamee, the injured player this time for Pikeville. So right now, injuries taking their toll. Pickup was about 2 yards. It's going to bring up a 3rd down and 6 for Paintsville. A big 3rd down play for the Tigers. They need to get generated here early in the second half.
This looks like a left knee, Chuck. This could be serious. Hate to see those knees because that's a long-term problem as opposed to a temporary injury.
They're bending and working on it.
Pat's a real stalwart player for Pikeville. He's always in there playing tough, good attitude. A pretty large fella, too. Talking about Timmy Honecker being big. They list Pat at being 6'1".
Yep, this is a knee problem. You're right, Neil.
258 pounds.
They're helping him
I'll
off.
tell you what, I doubt if we'll see Pat back in there tonight.
No, once that swelling starts taking place, that'll be the end of that. Get that ice on it right away. So Paintsville with it. Third down, about 6 yards to go. 11:01 to go in the third quarter. Slot out to the right for Paintsville. Baldwin takes it. He drops straight back to pass. Looks, throws, got a man out there, and he's touchdown.
Golly, wide open.
That's a hell of a
wide open. Ran right by Chris McNamee and Keith Washington. I don't know how he got so deep.
Well, that's been our problem, has been pass defense, and once again it comes back to haunt us at 10:45 as Paintsville strikes early.
Todd Burchell on the reception there, Chuck. He's a pretty swift kid. Runs real well. He's the one that caught the long pass in the big scoring drive in the second quarter for Paintsville.
A 65-yarder.
Boy, I just don't know how you pass secondary. Just collapses like that, Chuck. He was wide open. And there wasn't any play action. It was a straight drop back. Nothing to cause the Pikeville secondary to come up and suck up on the play.
Down it's up, it's good. Now it's a 21-14 ball game, and this one is a brand spanking new one. Momentum is in, you're leading 7 points, Neil, but the momentum is in Paintsville's favor.
No question about it.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Back to Pikeville, number 24, Danny Mullen. Number 34, Keith Washington. Number 45, Robbie Rowe. Kicking off for Paintsville will be number 20, Brock Davis.
We are weak on that, huh?
Oh, gosh.
We always run it. Ready?
Yeah. Get yourself forward and go.
Paintsville strikes quick here in the third quarter of play, 10:45, so it took them a minute and 15 seconds, Neil, to put 7 more on the board.
Well, they did it in such a hurry. And again, as you mentioned, Paintsville's down by 7, but they definitely have the momentum in this football game right now.
Yeah, they're behind by 7, but the football game right now is in their favor. It'll be up to Pikeville to take that away from them. There's the kick, and it's short. Taken by Keith Washington. Cuts back up and gets to about the 30-yard line where Pikeville will take over right there, 1st and 10. It's time right now to suck it up and get tough.
It certainly is. I'll tell you, Pikeville needs to take this ball and ram it down Paintsville's throat, put it in the end zone for 7 points, Chuck. If they don't, they've lost all control of this game.
I don't know what we did that last play. Seems like our backs were running up and instead of watching the receiver. I'm not sure. Regular backfield for Pikeville. Pinson takes, hands off, and I believe that's Rowe with it. Maybe 2 yards.
Chuck, on those defensive backs there, it looks to me like they're waiting until the receiver gets up in their face and then turning to run with him. You just can't do that. I don't care how fast you think you are. You've got to give the guy some cushion and start running backwards before he gets in your face.
Exactly right. Regular backfield for Pikeville. Nothing.
Well, you think Paintsville's not fired up now?
Yeah, they feel like they can win now, and I don't blame them at this stage.
They're playing an entirely different ball game than they were in the first half.
Ball carrier for no gain. 3rd and 7.
3rd and 7 for Pikeville. A loss of a yard on the play. You just wonder if we'll put it in the air. Got a whistle. Got an equipment problem there.
Looks like the shoulder pad of Chris Stratton came loose, or his jersey got under it. Well, no, it's his strap on his helmet. Getting some assistance from the official.
Here's the play. On a counter, and Robbie Rowe still on his feet, but he goes down, fumbles the football, but it was already blown dead.
Tough run, good effort, and a good call by the official. Robbie was definitely down before that ball squirted loose.
4th and 8.
Okay, it'll be Pikeville will be kicking back to Paintsville on the punt. had the football. You know, we ran over them. First 2 quarters, ran over them offensively, and we couldn't even move it that time. That's what a little bit of momentum and get the other team excited will do.
Little exchange of adrenaline there.
Mishandled. And Paintsville will have it in great field position.
Boy, you know,
nobody blocked.
There's a mental error there. When Robbie eluded that first rusher, he had all day to kick that football. He decided to try to get the first down, Chuck, and he came up short about a yard. And, boy, I tell you, you're talking about a change of momentum. Paintsville is now pumped up. Pikeville looks flat. Paintsville's got the ball on Pikeville's 39-yard line and trailing by 7 points, Chuck. Well, I tell you, it doesn't look good for Pikeville right now.
Pikeville is in shock.
They are.
The best way to put it. They are in shock. If you've never played sports and you just maybe you don't understand momentum, but I tell you, it is a big factor in any ball game. It's an intangible that you can't describe it. It's just there. There he is, wide open. Couldn't get it to him, but wide open, Neil, was the receiver.
Well, I don't know what in the heck the Pikeville defenders are doing back there, Chuck. He had Danny Coleman beat 10 yards. Danny looking inside. I don't know if he even knew what the receiver was. But they better start keying on those receivers and backpedaling and keeping some room between themselves and the receiver, or else they're going to get... You can see right now that Coach Walter Brew has discovered that they can pass against Pikeville. Because he is putting it in the air.
40-yard line, they threw it on first down, and the only thing stopping a touchdown there was the ball was overthrown. Same formation, slot out to the left for Paintsville. Baldwin takes it, drops back on a draw play. Wide open, good running room, and about a 9 or 10-yard pickup, pretty close to a first down.
That was Mark Alger again, Chuck. Picked up about 11 or 12 yards on that carry.
Well, Pikeville is in shock, without a doubt. Be another first down for Paintsville from about the 30-yard line. So Paintsville 30 yards away from either tying it up or going ahead or being behind one. There'll be 3 choices there. Wishbone attack this time for Paintsville. They might go back to their ground attack. There's the option and almost a fumble, but a good pitch. That's Alger, the ball carrier, and he gets down to about the 20 and another first down, Neil.
Yes, it is close to another first down. Excellent pitch by Baldwin. Ran that option to perfection that time. Just as he was tackled, he pitched out to the trailback, Mark Alger. Pickup of about 9 yards.
It's a little bit more than 9. It's real close, about maybe a half a yard for the first down. And really, that's an advantage for Paintsville. I'd rather have it second and a half a yard than really have it first down there.
Oh, I would too.
Play, really.
You're right, no question about it.
Wide receivers both sides of the field for Paintsville.
Oh, that's a dangerous situation over there with...
Sure is. One-on-one coverage over there to the right. There's the pass right across the middle. First down, Paintsville.
Where were your linebackers?
One come running right up the line.
Well, I tell you what, Paintsville's picking Pikeville apart right now. They are in control of this football game.
Bottom has fallen out. Well, right now is when you really need a halftime where you can really regroup and talk about it.
Yeah.
That's not going to happen. We're already in the second half of play, 21-14 Pikeville, but Paintsville's trying to change that right now. It's on, I can't tell, pretty close to the 10-yard line. Here's the play. Over to the right side.
Pikeville seems to have lost its aggressiveness, Chuck. They're making contact on the line of scrimmage and standing there. They need to come across the line of scrimmage and be more aggressive. That's how you get things done and make big plays.
Second and goal from the 7-yard line for Paintsville. Well, if Pikeville's ever had a good goal line stand, this is the time to have it. They cannot get a first down, so it's second and goal for Paintsville.
This is a tough place to score from.
Sure
second
is.
Goal from the 6.
They might have to go the air to get it. That's Alger, and he's down across the 5, down to about the 4.
Mark Alger, the ball carrier.
Nice
gain of 2.
Nice tackle in there for Brian Mahan. Probably save a score there, Chuck.
Okay, it's inside the 5. Pretty close to the 4-yard line, we'll mark it. Let me see if I can spot it with my binoculars. We'll call it about the 4.5. Third down, big play right here. Next two are big ones. Baldwin to pass on the option throw. He throws it. Touchdown, I believe.
Got a flag on the play. Got a flag on the play.
Might have holding there, Neil. It's pretty close.
You may have seen a push off on the wide receivers, what I'm hoping for against Paintsville. It's a touchdown. It must have been against Pikeville.
Well, fireworks have started once again, 21-20 now. Paintsville scored 2 touchdowns here in about 6 minutes.
Well, I'll tell you, Chuck, you let a guy like Baldwin get outside and break your containment, and then suddenly your defensive back, or your cornerback, has to make a commitment one way or the other. He has to come up and let him run it over. He has to, stay back and let him run it over, or come up and make him throw it.
Paintsville going for the tie here. Going to kick it and go for the tie right now. The kick is up, and it is good. Got a tie ball game, 21-21.
Boy, I'll tell you.
Pikeville 21.
Now we start all over.
On pause.
Who got that touchdown pass?
I don't know who to bring the ambulance for.
41. Who's number 41 for Paintsville?
Go!
Todd Strickland.
Back to return for Pikeville. Danny Mullins, Keith Washington, and Robbie Rowe. Kicking off for Paintsville, Bronx Davis.
Turn out the lights.
Yeah, boy.
Where'd this team come from?
I don't know if they weren't here in the first half.
No.
Neither one of them were.
Okay, 4 seconds to go.
Hey, Neil, Paintsville scored their 2 touchdowns in about 5 minutes, and here we are at 21-21, and these are not the 2 same ball clubs we saw in the first half.
I think they changed uniforms and personnel at the halftime, Chuck.
Must have.
Boy, Paintsville, is fired up.
We ought to get a good return because he does not kick it deep at all.
No, he doesn't.
This one he does.
He kicks that one pretty darn good.
We sure did. Better get back in the end zone. Well, that's another break for Paintsville, trying to run it out of there. Good running room. A great run back there, Neil.
Oh, that was. Little Danny Mullins picked that ball up on the 1-yard line and brought it out to about the 28.
Could have been a big break there if Paintsville had better coverage, but Danny Mullins did a great job of running the football.
That could have been catastrophic, for Pikeville. He'd gotten caught back there, and boy, the way this momentum has already changed. Ooh, that was dangerous.
Well, it's time for the Pikeville line, Neil, to go to work.
Yes, it is. They need to regain control of the line of scrimmage.
High formation for Pikeville. There's the handoff. That's Williamson. Not much there.
Andy Williamson, the ball carrier, for a gain of 3. 2nd and 7.
Well, a pickup of 3. It'll be a 2nd and 7 for Pikeville. Power I for the Panthers. There's the handoff. Well, nothing there again. Robbie Rowe, the ball carrier.
Robbie Rowe, the ball
Boy, Chuck,
carrier.
I'll tell you, our line's just not making contact the way they were in the first
3rd
half.
and 7.
No, they're not blowing off that line like they were. They really had things under control in the first half and showed that they were boss. And right now, the line is not doing the blocking. Momentum is all in Paintsville's favor, 21-21, and Paintsville is leading.
That's right.
That makes sense. There's the pitch to Keith Washington, trying to find room outside. It's not there. And Pikeville will have to give it away. And right now, it's all Paintsville.
Boy, it sure is. They are fired up, and they're whipping us. Period.
Neil, when you get in a situation like this, you've been involved in it many times, and I have too, and what has to take place, either you have to come up with a great big play to get back fired up, or the other team has to make some crazy mistake.
That's right.
To get that thing to swing back.
That's right. There's got to be a big swing.
And if that doesn't happen, your butt's beat.
That's right.
Here's the kick, a big rush, and a poor kick. Once again, Paintsville will have it in Pikeville territory.
Terrible kick. Terrible kick. It netted 20 yards or less at a very crucial time. Now Paintsville's got the ball in Pikeville's territory with a first down and 10 at the 46-yard line.
A lot of scoring tonight. 42 points already on the boards with 3:41 to go in the third quarter. The market on the 47-yard line of Pikeville. Paintsville have got things their way right now. Be a power I formation for the Tigers. One receiver out wide to the left is Strickland. There's a snap, and there's the pass to Strickland. He's got it. A good pass, Neil.
Excellent pass.
Baldwin's pass to Thompson.
Real nice pass. Put it right on the numbers. I'll tell you something, Chuck.
For a gain of 9.
Michael kind of wrestled that boy down to the ground. When you catch a look-in pass like that, you got to make him pay dearly for it.
Yeah, you got to kill him. Got to nail him, hit him right on the letters.
You really do. That's the way football's supposed to be played.
He won't want the
You let
next
a man come across the middle like that, catch a pass, and then you hug him down, he'll be back all night long.
Certainly will. A 9-yard pickup, 2nd and 1 for Paintsville. This will be a good time for them to throw one deep right here, Neil. 2nd and 1. High formation. They're not set up that way, though. He's going to go for it. He's got a man wide open out there. Touchdown, Paintsville. Turn out the lights because this one's over.
Oh, I'm telling you what, beat Danny Coleman again.
This is unbelievable.
Danny's just going to have to start backing up and getting some depth. Boy, you got to take those first few steps back, Chuck. Start backpedaling and stay back. Stay back deep. You can't let that man get in your face like that. I don't know when Danny's going to learn because it's happened to him time and again tonight.
Alger, the receiver on the 32-yard touchdown pass. And Neil, that's kicks up and it's good. And right now, Paintsville has scored 3 touchdowns in about 7.5 minutes.
Incredible. Incredible turnaround. 2:53 to go in the third quarter. It's 28-21.
It's over.
Yeah.
Don't
Kiss
matter.
it goodbye.
This season done ended.
Well, I'll tell you, if they don't come alive in a hurry, it sure is.
Yeah, they done quit.
They quit, right. They hung it up.
They have, haven't they? They quit.
Yep, they hung it up.
Who caught that last pass? Who caught
20 is 28 to nothing.
Yeah. Scored 28 straight points.
Okay. Give yourself 4 and go.
Okay, Neil, since the very early in the second quarter, it's now 28 to nothing in favor of Paintsville. They have really come to life. There's a short kick. Takes a couple of crazy bounces, picked up there by Mullins, trying to find running room, and he's got some all the way out across the 35 to 36. And once again, we're not in bad field position. We're just not able to move it.
Danny Mullins.
I tell you, if everybody would get turned on and show the determination that Danny Mullins has shown on these last 2 kick returns,
First and 10.
we might be able to do some business here. But
It's
well,
funny,
I'll tell you, Chuck, we've got to get fired up.
For 2 quarters, we look like a team with possibilities of Class A state championship written all over them.
That's right. And now, it doesn't look like we can play with
Right
anybody.
now, we look like a Jenkins.
Yeah.
High formation for Pikeville. Pinson takes it, hands off, and boy, I tell you, Paintsville is fired up.
Robbie Rowe.
Nothing there at all.
For a loss of 3. Second and
Loss
13.
of 3 on the carry, 2nd and 13, and I guess, Neil, we're going to have to open it up.
We're going to have to do something. I tell you, daggone line is just not firing off the line of scrimmage. Ernie Powell just tells us that Pikeville has 1 yard plus rushing this half.
2 minutes to go, third quarter, regular backfield for Pikeville. To pass it is Pinson. He throws, got a man out there. He catches it and gets down near the first down, almost a late hit over there.
Great effort by Robbie Rowe to pick up the first down on that reception, Chuck.
Pass to Robbie Rowe is complete.
Gets it out to about the 48-yard line, and that should be good enough for a first down, and it is. First and 10, Pikeville.
Boy, that's Pikeville's first down in quite a while, isn't it, Chuck?
Sure is. They have completely been a Rip Van Winkle here for about a quarter.
Very good analogy.
150 is what remains in the third quarter, and unbelievably so, Paintsville leads Pikeville by 7, 28 to 21, and Pikeville was on top 21 to nothing. Washington out wide to the right for Pikeville. I formation. There's the quick pitch to Robbie Rowe. He fumbles it. Picks it back up, though. Stays on his feet and gets across about the 50-yard line, and a ball bounced right back up to him, Neil.
Very lucky for Pikeville. Very, very lucky. Robbie just took himself out of the game. He's just tired.
Danny Mullins takes his place. There'll be a second down, about 9 yards to go for Pikeville. Ball on the 50-yard line, regular backfield for the Panthers. There's a snap. Here's the play. That's Danny Mullins, and he's not going anywhere.
Boy, I tell you, Pikeville's offensive line on that play.
Mullins, the ball carrier.
On the right side, Chuck, they came off the line of scrimmage and just went up and kind of kissed the defensive player and stopped. You got to put your helmet in their chest and drive them off the line of scrimmage.
Especially right now. Now's the time you suck it up. Now, you know.
Yeah, I noticed that Pat McNamee is still out of the game, and I'm sure the Pikeville just very dearly misses him. And I think you've got Timmy Honecker out. Pikeville's got a lot of fresh faces in there that they'd rather not see.
Wide receivers, both sides. Pinson to throw it. It's intercepted, and this may be another touchdown. He's off to the races. And down about the... No, he may go in. Touchdown, Paintsville.
Boy, he threw that ball right to the Paintsville defender. Right to him, Chuck.
Should have looked at him quick down here, throwing their helmets down.
Nice receiver open.
4 touchdowns in 9 minutes for Paintsville. That was a 64-yard pass interception.
I'm afraid Gene threw that ball before he looked, Chuck. A quick look-in pass, and he made a complete pivot before he threw it.
Well, this kick is blocked, but Paintsville leads 34-21.
Paintsville 34, Pikeville 21.
Your own pause. The one that caught it.
Oh, me.
What number?
9 minutes. 9 minutes. 4 touchdowns.
25.
4.
Give yourself 4 seconds to go.
Well, I hope the fireworks is over for Paintsville, but they lead 34-21. 34 straight points by the Paintsville Tigers. They have scored 4 touchdowns, Neil, in 9 minutes. Amazing.
It's the most explosive offensive output of any team I've seen in a long time in a good contest.
He couldn't even kick in the first half. Now he nailed them down there. Mullins picks it up, trying to find room. Fumbles the football, but he was already down.
Boy, I mean, every player on that Paintsville team is fired up. They're aggressive, and they're really hitting people.
Pikeville 27 yards.
I'll tell you, the only way you put a stop to that, Chuck, is hit back.
Well, we got to look at it this way. We got 1 quarter to play, Neil. We scored 2 touchdowns in the first quarter, and we got to go back out there and get 2 in the second and hold them to none, which is going to be a problem because they have opened it up.
They've opened up the airways.
Regular backfield for Pikeville. Pinson calling the signal still. There's the snap, and there's the play. A counter right up the middle. Fumble the football, and Paintsville's got it. Well, we flat quit this one. We just quit. Might not be a bad idea for them to go on get back on the bus.
I'm sure that George Howard is just absolutely baffled at what's happening here.
Well, I've been through it.
There's just
I tell you,
not much explanation
it is
for
the sickest feeling in the world.
We just lost our emotion in the second half. You know, people can sit here and say, well, they've had big plays. But if you'll watch closely, Pikeville simply has not hit. They've not blocked and tackled in the second half, Chuck, the way that you have to block and tackle to win a good football game.
No, they haven't. It's, you've been involved in this, I've been involved in this, and the momentum is the craziest thing in sports, and you really can't explain it. It's an intangible that's there, it's present, and once you get a hold of it, man, I tell you, it's hard to stop.
It is. It is indeed. And Pikeville has shown no ability at all to stop the momentum that Paintsville has gained. And boy, have they gotten the momentum. Now they have the ball 1st and 10 on Pikeville's 34-yard line.
You see it more in basketball than you will in football.
Yeah, because you know, regardless of what happens in football, you always get that ball back and get a chance to run and pass yourself.
Okay, here we go. Paintsville in Pikeville territory, threatening again at the 34-yard line. receiver.
On defense, Chuck.
Slot right for Paintsville. I formation. There's the play. Paintsville now content to run the ball. They really don't have to open it up anymore.
No, if things stay as they are, they have this game won.
2nd and 5.
I tell you what, it'd be awful hard to come back and play a team the caliber of Prestonsburg next week.
Boy, it sure will.
Slot right again for Paintsville. I formation. Baldwin's been all the way at quarterback. He's going to throw it. He's got a man wide open, and he gets tackled at about the 25-yard line. Not much of a pickup there, really. They don't want to be too dangerous with the football, I'm sure.
For gain of 3.
Now the clock becomes the big enemy. The nemesis for Pikeville, and they are in trouble. 11 minutes to go in the football game. Pikeville behind 34-21.
Boy, you just wonder how it happened so quickly.
Slot left. Big hole. Big hole. First down, Paintsville.
Joey counts the ball here for gain of 6.
Hard to stop him now.
1st and 10, Paintsville.
Yeah, if they score here, I'd say the party's over.
I called the party over when they went ahead.
Well, they are on the run. And they're fired up.
Seen this too many times.
Officials timeout.
Officials timeout for equipment problems with the Pikeville player. A big following came down here, Neil, from Pikeville. We noticed in the stands, we observed before the game started that there is about as many people here from Pikeville as there is from Paintsville.
Yes, we have a good crowd. And we had a good football team in the first half.
And they'll have something to talk about because that's one of the biggest explosions I've ever seen in football.
Me too. Me too.
Pikeville now trying to tackle football, and they do need a fumble.
For gain of 7.
Couch picks up 7 on it. 2nd and 3. The ball on about the 12-yard line. Unbelievable. 34-0 in 3 quarters for Paintsville. No, they did it in 2 quarters. Excuse me. They didn't score in the first quarter. Wide receiver out to the right for Paintsville is Strickland. Wishbone setup. There's a handoff to Couch, and he just bores his way right down into the end zone, Neil. And
boy, that was a tough, determined run.
Yeah, tough run and poor tackling.
For the touchdown.
This is the daggone second half I've ever seen.
40-21.
Paintsville has now scored 33 unanswered points in the second half.
They've scored 40 unanswered points.
Well, that's right. Overall, they have.
This is about as embarrassing as I've seen. And they're going to kick this one. Thought they might go for a 2-point conversion, get that other one back, but they're going to kick it. It's up, and it is good.
Tracy Osborne's extra point is good.
41-21.
Paintsville 41, Pikeville 21.
Camachino, Caracaro at the French Network. We're not to play the basketball.
I said turn out the lights.
Like it was about 9 or 10.
It's 12-yard line.
Oh, was it the 12?
Run over.
Oh, he did run over. He hurt some people.
This is probably as embarrassed as he's ever been here.
I bet he might have put him a whole call in right now. He don't want to be out there one.
Worst thing in the world, that round we had John Creek done. We had John Creek.
Okay, just cause football team. Kicking different this time.
Once he gets that way,
Give yourself 4, go.
right after you
do?
Oh, it's out of control.
It's out of your hands.
Yeah.
Paintsville now kicking off to Pikeville, leading 41-21. Blown it open here in 3 quarters of play. There's the kick, high kick, but taken on about the 15-yard line. Out to about the 36, and that's where we've been every time with it.
Robbie Rowe returns the
Robbie
kick.
Rowe returned the ball.
Yeah, we can't complain about our field possession, but we've been turning that ball over.
Pikeville 36
A
yards.
fumble here and an interception
Pikeville
there, and
first
we've
and
just given
10.
them all the opportunities that they need, Chuck.
Football game is played in 48 minutes, and we decided to play one tonight in 24.
That's right. And unfortunately, you can't do that and win.
Nope. Here's the pass. Pikeville going to the air. He got a man open out there, and he drops it.
Thrown a little bit behind Chris McNamee that time. Otherwise, it
Jensen's pass.
could have gone for a big gainer.
Number 20, Gene McNamee, is incomplete. 2nd and 10.
2nd and 10 as Pikeville will have to go to the air. They got to score some points, and they got to score it without a lot of time running off.
Down 20 points with 9 minutes to go.
And no momentum, no cheering, nobody standing behind you. I mean, it's, when you're out there in this situation, you're out there by yourself.
Yeah,
It's
you
tough.
look at the kids on the Pikeville sideline, and they just look defeated.
Yeah, they are. There's the throw, man, open out there, and I believe he's got it.
Nice catch by
Rowe,
Keith Washington.
Gene Jensen's pass to Keith
Washington, right. First down.
Real nice grab.
Good throw and a good grab. Gets out of bounds to stop the clock, too. But the clock, as we said, important factor at 9:30. Offsides over here, no call. There's a throw out here in the flats. McNamee cannot hang on to it. Thrown a little bit high, but...
Thrown high and behind him. Of course, it should have been called.
Chris McNamee is incomplete. 2nd and 10.
Well, I can see the handwriting on the wall when they got that sack when it went ahead. I tell you,
Timeout, Paintsville.
it's an amazing thing. I hate to keep harping on it, but gee, seen it
We
so many
talked at
times.
the first of the game, Chuck, how the game's decided so early about who knocks who off the line of scrimmage. But at the beginning of the second half, you could see Pikeville was...
Yeah, we were flat.
That we were flat. They suddenly took control, and they were knocking us off the line of scrimmage, and that set the entire pattern for the second half.
I'm telling you, I can guarantee you we're ahead 21-7 at the half, Neil. And I coached for quite a few years, and I've been in that situation. And I know those kids down there when they're underneath that goal down there, and Coach Howard's trying to talk to them and trying to get them pumped back up and tell them what can happen. And it's going in one ear and out the other, and they're saying to themselves, who does this dude think he is? We're ahead 21-7. We got the 21 points.
Yeah,
What's this dude talking about? We've blown them out of here. That's where kids are not as wise as the coaches are. You cannot coach yourself. You need the coaching and
no substitute for experience.
that's all speculation on my part, but that's from quite a few number of years experience, grade school, high school, and college ball, and I've seen it many, many times.
Well, I have too, and that's exactly what's happened here.
High formation for Pikeville. Pinson back to pass. A big rush. He throws it. Got a man wide open as Keith Washington. And he's going to be tackled on about the 35-yard line. Keith did a good job there, Neil. He had to stop and come back for the football, and he did a good job.
That was a fine reception and a nice pickup of about 20 yards. I tell you what, if Pikeville can score here, Chuck, and be down only 13 points.
High formation for Pikeville. Pinson takes it. There's the pitch. Throws back to the quarterback. He's going to throw it now. Throws and incomplete. Good defense by Paintsville. They were not fooled by the play at all.
No,
Good
that
coverage.
was good defense by Paintsville, and they didn't suck in on that. They stayed back deep, and you'll notice too that Paintsville's doing just that. They're staying back deep and giving us a short pattern, which is what they want to do right now. Something I'm sure we wish we would have done about 15 minutes ago.
Yeah, and it's not a bad idea to go ahead and take those short ones, get out of bounds, and go on down the field. You get down there where you can throw it in the end zone.
That's right.
There's nothing wrong with
Take
that.
what they'll give you. There's still 9 minutes left.
Pinson to throw. Big rush. Got a screen over here. Dropped.
Gene Pinson's pass to Chris McNamee is incomplete.
Gene throwing the ball under a lot of pressure, Chuck, and he's throwing off target. He overthrew Chris again. Of course, that was another ball that perhaps could have been caught.
This is the most frustrating part of coaching, and if you're in the game long enough, it's going to happen to you. I don't care who you are, how good you are, it's going to happen.
This is the first time I've seen this happen to a Hillard Howard football team.
Offsides, Paintsville. That should be a 5-yarder on the Tigers, if I'm correct.
Offsides against Paintsville.
That is right, offsides against Paintsville.
Third and 5.
Been about the 26-yard line. Paintsville territory. Pikeville 26 yards away from pay dirt, and they need 3 of those. 8:58 to go in the football game. Class A sub-district at stake here tonight. Split backs for Pikeville. There's a snap. Pinson back to pass. Sets up in the pocket. Throws. Ball's up in the air, and Paintsville may have picked it off.
They did. Intercepted by Joey Couch. Ball thrown into the hands of Danny Coleman. He was hit and couldn't hang on, Chuck, and he tipped the ball up in the air. Joey Couch came up with it for Paintsville for the interception. It's a heads-up tip drill play by Joey Couch.
But I tell you what,
poorly thrown pass, in my opinion, by Genie. He threw into the middle where there were a lot of Paintsville players. That was very risky.
Tell you what, Neil, all the credit in the world's got to go to Coach Walter Brew and his Paintsville Tigers behind 21-0 to a real good Pikeville football club. You would think they would quit.
Can't say enough for Coach Brew tonight. He kept his team in this football game, and then when he had the opportunity, they won it.
There's
they did it with a lot of effort and a lot of emotional.
Joey Couch, the ball carrier.
Psych.
Well, certainly did, and once they got that momentum, they would not relinquish it. It was all theirs. Pickup of 3, 2nd and 7 for Paintsville, and they're not going to throw the football down there where they are now, I know.
Not with 8 minutes left and a 20-point lead. I don't think.
No way.
Of course, it's been such easy pickings for them, they may do it again.
I formation. Baldwin takes it. Hands off right up in the middle. Couch runs over everybody. I believe that was Couch.
It was.
Joey Couch, the ball carrier.
Tell you, Neil, he showed nothing, absolutely nothing in the first half, and he has been devastating here in the second half.
Well, they've opened up the outside with their passing game, and once that happens, your inside breaks down, and that's exactly what's occurred in this second half.
Yeah, they're passing.
Everything's working for Paintsville.
Passing and running has complemented each other very well here in the second half of Paintsville.
Timeout.
I could hardly believe that a high school team can score 4 touchdowns in 9 minutes. I mean,
it is, and Paintsville doesn't seem to be blessed with a great deal of speed out there, and they don't have a kid that has a super arm. They've just put it all together here, and everything has worked.
Well,
maybe there's a lot of luck involved here. Of course, I think Bobby Dodd of Georgia Tech one time said it's better be lucky than good.
Well, you got to have it, though, to win. Win championships, you got to have a little bit of that luck, and there he goes running over a couple of more. Pick up about 8 or 9 yards as Couch is having a heyday right now.
2nd and 2.
Running wild on them.
So everything's all Paintsville. 41-21. 41 unanswered points by Paintsville. Who would have thunk it?
Not a...
Formation for Paintsville. 2nd down, about 2 yards to go. There's the quick pitch to Alger, trying to get outside. He's got running room and almost a face mask there. I think he did grab a face mask, but no call by the official.
Mark Alger, the ball carrier.
Alger's complaining. He thought he had the face mask. Official was blocked out of the play there. He couldn't see it. He was kind of behind the runner. Matters not. It's a first down for Paintsville.
Well, we've had some good officiating tonight, Chuck. I'd like to say that.
We sure have. It's been good officiating.
We certainly have. I noticed earlier in the game that our officials are all very mature gentlemen.
Timeout by Paintsville, 41-21.
Time to put the freshmen in. Chuck, it's time to put the freshmen in.
Time to go home this time.
Look like it is. It's quick.
It sure did. Quit at halftime, buddy. 21-7. It's over.
I'm down 21-0.
Yeah. 41-0.
21-7.
Huh?
21-7, wasn't it?
They come back to Paintsville up there.
They scored 41 straight. Paintsville operating first and 10 from the 46-yard line, their own 46. There's a handoff, and Alger, the ball carrier. Pikeville right there, Neil, looked like they were tackling football, trying to knock it loose.
You know, I can't really tell if they're tackling football or just tackling poorly, Chuck.
Yeah, well, one or the other. I hope it's tackling football.
I don't know. They've been tackling football for the whole second half. It's not really funny, but it's unfortunate because, you know, Pikeville's kids have worked hard. They've played so well in the first half, and just to let it slip away like that, and nobody does that on purpose. It just happens.
You know, this is a lot of those kids out there are going to be back. It's a young ball club, and hopefully this is a lesson that they'll learn and understand that they have to play both halves of a football game, that they got to suck it up and play just as hard even when you're ahead as when you're behind. And they're a young team, and a great possibility out there, Neil, and maybe not next year, but year after that, I think we've got a great possibility there of 2 straight state championships back-to-back if they want it.
Have a lot of bright future with these players. A lot of them, as you mentioned, are very young.
There's a run right up in the middle and pretty close to first down, maybe a little bit short.
I think he's just a foot or 2 short, Chuck. But I think we'll have a measurement. It's going to be very, very close. Very close.
Timeout.
But we've got a bunch of good freshmen and sophomores, and I tell you, if we don't win a state championship one of those years, and possibly 2 years in a row, we may never win one.
That's true. They've got a lot of good freshmen and sophomore on their way up.
Mahan wanting out, seems to be injured a little bit. And the measurement is
4th and inches.
4th and inches. So Paintsville will have to punt it away unless they want to rub Pikeville's nose in it.
I'd say they'll go for it, Chuck. I'd say they'll go for it.
Well, leading by 20 points, I really see no need in going for it.
No, I don't either.
That's kind of rubbing your nose in it, but...
Well, there's always the fear, I suppose, that Pikeville could strike as quickly as Paintsville did. And they'd rather hang on to the ball than give it back to us.
I formation. Quarterback keeper, he's got it. Be a first down for Paintsville.
For a gain of 1. 1st and 10, Paintsville.
They're in Pikeville territory at the 45-yard line, 45 yards away from pay dirt. And Paintsville's been in there on numerous occasions here in the second half. Too many to mention.
Well, if they played this way the whole game, it'd really been blown out, wouldn't it?
Well, we would have been better off. I honestly believe we'd been better off. It'd been 7-7 or 21-21 or whatever at the halftime. You just cannot get your kids ready and regroup when you're playing a good football club when you're ahead like that. It's tough.
Well, particularly as you mentioned, the momentum swing occurred early in the third quarter at a time when Hillard couldn't do anything about it.
Right.
You know, you can't take your team off the field and talk to them like you can at the half. It occurred at the time when you had to let the natural chain of events flow, and they were all against us.
There's nothing you can do. I can remember one game in particular of mine was in that situation, and you know, like an idiot, I called 3 straight timeouts to try to get them. But by then, you're in one of those small gyms, and you got 1,500 people crammed in there, and you can't hear yourself think, and it's just, you know, they look like they're drunk. The kids just, you know, they don't know what's hit them, what's happened to them.
They're dazed.
Yep, they're just like being dazed, like being hit with a punch, and you're just dazed.
For gain of 2.
Gain of 2 on that carry. Clock running at 4 minutes.
A lot of very, very disappointed Pikeville fans around here, Chuck.
You can go back, you know,
long faces.
Even in basketball, go back and look at Rick Roby and them when they were sophomores. Indiana kicked their butts real good up in Indiana, and they came up to the regional playoffs, and Indiana figured, well, all they got to do is show up. Kentucky kicked them right back to Indiana. I mean,
that's right. ruined a perfect season for Indiana, I think.
Back to pass. Got a man out there. And he's got it as Alger, and we've got pass interference also. I don't know if it's offensively or defensively.
I think it'll go against Pikeville and be declined.
Well, that's rubbing your nose in it. Throwing the ball with a 20-point lead. And that's rough.
Interference against Pikeville.
I really didn't see that infraction, but it really doesn't make any difference. I didn't think there should have been a flag, but since he caught the ball, it's of no consequence anyway.
.329 to go in the football game. Paintsville down there threatening again. They're about the 5-yard line. High formation. There's the play. Quarterback keeps it. Gets maybe a yard. Well, it's time for Pikeville. We'll have a rough week of practice.
Baldwin, the ball
Prestonsburg and Betsy Lane left. Pikeville will drop to 6-3 on the year.
Second and goal at the 4-yard line.
Paintsville will go up to 5-3, and they'll be the sub-district champions as far as we can determine. I think they've already, not sure, they may have already played Betsy Lane and beaten them. If they have, then
I don't know if they played Betsy Lane or not yet, Chuck. I'm really not sure.
It really doesn't matter.
Joey Cass, the ball carrier.
I think they did play Betsy Lane early in the year and beat them. I'm
For a
pretty
loss
sure.
of 1.
I know they will if they haven't.
Third and goal at the 5-yard line.
Okay, Paintsville down there threatening with 2 minutes to go in the football game. High formation.
That starts next year.
There's a snap. Back to pass. Throws. And touchdown, Paintsville.
Jeff Baldwin's pass is complete to Frank Osborne for the touchdown.
47-21.
This is an amazing turnaround.
47 points they've scored, Neil, in 2.5 quarters.
That's right.
That's a lot of points in 2.5 quarters.
That's a tremendous amount of points. Particularly when they were behind 21-0 before they started doing it.
They scored 40 here in the second half. Make that 41. Excuse me. That was good. 41 points in the second half by Paintsville. They lead 48-21.
Dumbo.
86. Frank Osborne. I bet he is needed.
4 yards.
Okay, give yourself 4, go.
Paintsville now kicking off to Pikeville. 2 minutes to go here in the football game. There's the kick. Pretty good one. Pikeville, a bunch of young people out there, Neil.
Yeah, freshman John Blackman returning the kickoff there, Chuck.
See who they come out. Matt Blair will come out quarterback now.
I just flat feel for Coach Hillard Howard. He worked hard this week. You know, strangely enough, Coach Kenny Trevitt, before the game started tonight, Chuck, he told me that they had had a horrible week of practice.
You play how you practice.
Yeah, he said, we've been very flat. He said, you know, occasionally you'll practice bad and play well.
Occasionally.
He said, but that's very, very rare.
That is rare.
Keno was very apprehensive about tonight's game because of their attitude in practice this week. And boy, I tell you, that's a very telling story.
That's right. Pikeville with football, Matt Blair hands off. I'm a great believer in that, Neil, when I was coaching. I could tell. When you had good practices, I mean, you were sharp and alert, and you went out and played well, and you had those poor practices, but it showed when you went and played that game.
You know, Chuck, I was always told, and I firmly believe this, that every day that you get on the field, you either get better or you get worse. You don't remain the same. There are no constants in athletics. And if you have those flat practices, then you regress, and you do get a little worse.
Right.
And you don't make any improvement. And apparently, again, what Coach Strivet had to say tonight before the game is perhaps reason for what we've seen.
Split backs for Pikeville, passing formation. Blair to throw it. Throws, nope, almost intercepted. Clock stops at 51 seconds. And there's no need in that. Little extracurricular activities going on. So Paintsville will represent this sub-district. They'll play, I don't know who's going to win the other one, but hopefully Paintsville will not have to travel to Cumberland. I hope they get knocked off by somebody.
No, somebody's going to have to go to Cumberland, I'm afraid.
Yeah, I'm afraid so.
I don't envy whoever it is. I'm sure they'll get the same treatment regardless of who they are.
Cumberland, the best 2-5 football team probably in the country.
No question about that. I'm sure they are the best 2-5 high school football team in the nation.
High formation for Pikeville, a handoff straight up the middle. Lots of running room out to about the 47-yard line.
Blair, the ball carrier.
One of the officials got mixed up there, Chuck.
A gain of 17.
You know, this is not a young crew of officials we have tonight. I'd say their average age is well in the 50s. And
well, you're being kind.
I am, but I'll tell you, they've done a heck of a job. Very experienced crew.
Yeah, they have done a great job. This has been a penalty-free football game. It hasn't been stopped much by penalties. It's been a clean football game. It's just been a good old country kicking here in the second half.
Well, it has.
Throwing the ball is Blair, up for grabs, and Paintsville picks it off. No, he may have been out of bounds.
Yeah, they ruled him out of bounds.
Yeah, intercepted. Nope, he got it.
Oh, okay. I thought he looked in bounds here.
19 seconds is all that remains in a sub-district championship for Paintsville. And Pikeville will have a lot to think about, and a great lesson has been learned here tonight by the Panthers, and hopefully that will carry over for the next 2 or 3 years before they forget it.
You know, Chuck, you're talking about having to play 2 halves. You can't just play just 1 half, but you also have to play every aspect of the game.
Right.
Pikeville's secondary, defensively, on pass defense, is so weak, and we've seen teams take advantage of it this year. And boy, Paintsville picked on it and just worked it to death. And really, that's where they got the whole turnaround, was in the air.
Right. Clock running at 5 seconds. Play will not be off, I don't believe. 2, 1, that's it. And the whole stands over there from Paintsville empty. The fans on the sidelines running out to greet the Paintsville Tigers. Now the Pikeville High School Panthers will show a little bit of class and go out there and shake hands with the Paintsville Tigers, Neil, and you got to do that. When you get your butt kicked, you better go show your respect.
Yes, you have, because you got to play them next year, and you might as well be nice to them. I don't know. What can you say about this one, Chuck? Pikeville had it, let it slip away. Boy, an old coach told me one time that emotion and psychology in football or any other sport is not like a water faucet. You can't turn it on, turn it off, and then turn it back on again.
No.
And Pikeville turned it off in the second half, and when they reached down to turn it back on, Chuck, it wouldn't turn.
That's exactly right, and we've got one more game coming up for you, and that'll be next week. The Prestonsburg Blackcats, the number 2 ranked team in Class A in the state of Kentucky, and they're loaded, and that's a tough one to have to come back with, Neil.
Boy, it certainly is. You know, these kids are going to be so down. This is really their season. They're out of the playoffs now, in all likelihood. And barring some unforeseen eventuality, it's over.
It's over.
And for them to have to come back next week and play definitely one of the best football teams in the state of Kentucky, it's going to be a real task.
It certainly is. I don't know how you prepare. Of course, you go in there and loose as a goose. There's no reason to be tight in that football game. You go in there and let it all hang out and see what happens. Pikeville's got a lot of talent. They just have to regroup, and from here on out, we play for pride, and that's very important.
You can rest assured, and mark my words, if they come out here and play in the next week like they played in this second half, Prestonsburg will really embarrass them, because I understand they are a great football team. They have 24 seniors, and they can play the game.
Certainly can. We want to remind you this telecast brought to you by the Log Cabin Restaurant in Pikeville, owned and operated by Jimmy Blair. We hope that when you have the opportunity, you'll go over and see Jimmy at the Log Cabin, have some good food. You'll certainly enjoy yourself. And we sincerely thank Jim for bringing these broadcasts to you, fans. And make sure when you get the opportunity, you tell Jim how much you appreciate it. Once again, it was Paintsville whipping all over Pikeville tonight, 48-21. Pikeville scored the first 21 points in the football game. Paintsville scored the next 48. Not much you can say other than we'll see you next week when Pikeville takes on Prestonsburg. For Neil Smith and Stafford Dameron, this is Chuck Dameron. Good evening, everyone.
Sit here.